Men's campaign, and with just 5 games to go in the home and away season, we head back to Toorak Park for a fixture that will surely prove decisive as to what the top 4 looks like come season's end. Having been the dominant force in Premier Men's for most of 2026, the Old Xaverians have endured a challenging fortnight, losing here to fellow premiership contenders University Blues 2 weeks ago, before just managing to fall over the line against St Bernard's at the Snake Pit last weekend. It means that the Old Xaverians have been overtaken by the Blues on top of the ladder and entered today sitting in second spot, but with a real chance to make a statement against a fellow top 4 contender. Reigning premiers Old Brighton have also hit a rough patch since the Big V bye, being outplayed by Old Scotch at home 2 weeks ago, before coming from behind at three-quarter time to run down Old Trinity last weekend. For now, they remain 2 games clear of Old Scotch in 4th place, but will be determined to at least maintain that gap this afternoon and move 1 step closer to securing finals qualification. This is VAFA Match of the Day, thanks to William Buck on the VAFA website. And, of course, the SEN at Matthew Donald with you again this afternoon live from Toorak Park. And the 2-time premiership coach of Elstonwick and the 3-time coach of the year, Hugo Higginbotham, has been immense for us all season. He joins us again this afternoon as our expert commentator. Hugo, welcome to you. What a game we've got today.
Hello, matey. Great to be here in the palatial commentary box. This is the Simon Petch Memorial Toorak Park commentary box. You haven't seen Petchy for a while. He's either inside or gone under. But no, this is lovely here. And what a day we've got here, Matty. The sun is shining. The ground is pristine. We have a game today with real implications. Finals like implications, Matty.
Oh, we love finals like implications.
Even if they're self-imposed by us for content. But no, there's a bit in this today, Matty, and these sides know each other well. Now, something very interesting that I just saw. Felix Flockhart played in the reserves for Brighton.
Yes.
Apparently he got off the plane yesterday, straight to the pub last night. His father dragged him out of bed this morning and played in the game and acquitted himself quite well. I wouldn't want to look at his GPS or see his Ks, but he was influential. So that means he's not playing in the seniors. He has had 6 weeks in Europe, so he's off. So I'm curious to see the Brighton team today. Now we'll get that later from Marcel, but I have heard there's a few others back. So they're getting the band back together, Matty. And then the Xavs as well. That's their home ground. A tough one last week. But what a day we've got.
Oh, absolute ripper, Hugo. You are spot on. And we haven't quite rounded out the entire commentary team for this afternoon. We've got a boundary rider at ground level. It is the esteemed Cooper Watkins. Cooper, welcome to you.
Matty, Hugo, thank you for having me. As Hugo referenced, it is a beautiful day for footy down here. Sometimes you don't get this in the middle of, start of August, but it's a ripper day for footy, and glad I'm down boundary side this morning.
Thank you for that there, Cooper, and we will continue to cross to you throughout the course of the afternoon with news as it comes to hand. And yeah, it is the first day of August, and spring feels like it's come early. This sort of stuff is normally reserved for September, but we've braved the winter months. And hopefully this is, Hugo, a sign of things to come out the other side.
Yes, no, we've probably gone early on that as well. We've still got a month of winter to go, but it's spring-like conditions. We do go early on things around here.
Oh, yes, we do.
But no, it's been a great winter in Melbourne. Hopefully are past the coldest parts. It's just perfect. It's a great day for football. So. Look, we can always find excuses in football, but I tell you what, Matty, that today there are no excuses out there. We should see some high marks. We should see some good goals scored. We should see skills on display. We'll see 2 teams who love to score from turnover, 2 teams who love to put speed on the ball, and 2 teams who are defined by execution. And I think they'll be the defining factors today, Matty.
No, wonderful, Hugo. Well, this is the pre-game warm-up thanks to Holmes Glen, a leading provider of vocational and higher education with 40 years' experience and more than 140,000 graduates. It is TAFE at its best. We might just head back down to Cooper just for a bit of an update on the conditions. From our vantage point, Cooper, it looks gorgeous. Is it deceptive sunshine or is it really a warm day out there?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's like your typical winter day where the sun's out, but it's still coldish, but there's definitely no wind really to play a part on the surface at all.
All right, beautiful. Thank you for that there, Cooper. And Toorak Park looking $1 million, certainly in stark contrast to what we saw a few weeks ago when the players were swimming along the wing.
A little bit more than $1 million, Matty.
We will hear from both coaches very shortly. Dan Donati of Old Xaverians and Old Brighton coach Marcel Bruin as well. But Hugo, before we do that, you're our expert today, thanks to Hit IQ and its game-changing Protect Concussion Management System. Let's briefly take stock of these 2 teams, both coming away with important wins last week, but having to use their get-out-of-jail-free cards to do it.
Yes, nail biters. We were watching those closely, the results last week, Matty, and it was intriguing. There was games that had momentum swings, both did. The Brighton Trinity one, that was very lucky for Brighton. They had to come home late and come home strong there. So that's probably one that Trinity look at that got away, but the experience and the class of Brighton shone through there, and that was very important for them too, knowing they had this game this week and what's coming for them as well. But they have got some troops coming back today, which will help. And the Xavs, geez, the hardest trip in the VAFA is... Well, it's hardest for the commentators from the eastern suburbs to go to the state pit.
Speak for yourself.
And the Xavs boys went out there. It was a past players' day, so that balcony would have been rocking. Geez, the average age would have been sky high up there too. But the consumption of fluid would have been on a very high rotation, and we saw that in the scoreline too. That was very, very close. Just some class shone late in the game from Sam Fisher, who kicked that final goal and was congratulated by his housemate, I hear, Ed Delaney, too. I hear they share rooms. So it's one of their teammates said that there's a lot of mirrors in that house. So anyway, but that's a little bit of content. But no, that was great. Great dig deep wins that were pleasing for the coaches. But Probably both glad those weeks are over.
Well, when you're averaging 28 touches and 9 clearances a game, you can look at yourself as much as you want in the mirror, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. On the topic of Old Xaverians, today's hosts, we'll start with them, sitting second on the ladder, as I say, an 11-2 record. They fell to second spot despite winning last week. Such was the margin of University Blues win and the narrow margin in which Old Xaverians got up by. Caught up with Dan Donati, their coach, a little earlier on, and let's have a bit of a listen to the chat that I had with him.
So I'm here with Old Xaverians coach Dan Donati. Dan, back at home, big game, 2 top 4 teams today. How's the mood?
Oh, look, the mood's awesome. These are the days you play footy for. It's coming into the run home. You're playing against another contender. Obviously, we've had an awesome rivalry for a decade now, Old Xavs and Old Brighton. So whenever you play them, it's a big day. And, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a cracking contest.
Fell over the line last week on the road against St Bernard's. Tough place to go and win, but you came away with the 4 points. What are you looking to work on heading into this game?
Oh, look, I thought Burners were fantastic last week, so credit goes to them. I thought in their second half they just kept coming and coming, and we know that out there. They're bloody hard to beat. So in the end, to get headed and to compose and to take the 4 points was bloody crucial. Look, you know what? We just have to bring the heat today. That's key against Old Brighton. You know they're going to do that. So the source is going to be key at the stoppage, inside and outside the stoppage, and then just executing the ball too. I think last couple of weeks we probably turned the ball over in some dangerous areas. And a lot of that's just plain execution. So we've worked heaps on that, and hopefully we can rectify that this week.
And a couple of changes for you this week, but Alex Spralia back in the ruck, that's a big in for you guys.
Oh, big in, yeah. He's super important to us. Oscar Duncan's been brave. He's a good kid, Oscar. He's played a lot in the ruck. He's played full-back. He's played full forward for me. And last week against Big Swaro, it was tough. But, yeah, Big Spag, as the boys call him. He's pretty crucial, not just with his tap work, but also just around the ground and all the work that he does. So, no, he's a big in for us, and he's bloody important.
We'll let you go, Dan. Thanks for your time and best of luck today.
Cheers.
Dan Donati there, coach of Old Xaverians. As he said, 11-2 record, percentage of 142, defeating St Bernard's by 4 points last week, 12-11-83 to 12-7-79. They've won 4 of their last 5. And the 3 changes that they've made, we sort of touched on the reintroduction of Alex Spralia, which means that awesome foursome is back for the Xavs. Spralia, Fisher, Stavrou and Lane all in the lineup this afternoon. Good luck getting the Sharon off them. Spralia, Seston and Tom Hart are the 3 inclusions making way. Sam Ralph, Oscar Duncan and Will McIsaac. Hugo.
Very important, Matty. But so, yeah, Spralia just sort of finishes that midfield off, as you touched on. But if what we're hearing is true and Josh Carr's back in for Brighton, that's going to be a matchup to watch. So Alex Spralia, very experienced, very strong in all facets of the game. So very hard to push off the ball. So he'll play probably 75% ruck time, maybe even 80, just to give Xavs first look at it, but it's going to be an interesting matchup. So you've got the old bull versus the young bull there, Matty.
Oh, indeed we do, Hugo. And I know we always find the ruck duel quite a fascinating one at this competition. And yes, Josh Carr is one of the 4 changes for Old Brighton. Just confirming that we'll check in with my chat with Marcel Bruin in just a few moments' time. But the 4 changes, I'll tell you what, how's this for a set of ins? Harry Hill, Jonah Campili, Josh Carr and Sam Linder all back for the Tunners.
Yeah, that's massive. Absolutely massive. I know that Jonah Campigli will be very important forward of the ball for Brighton. They probably struggled to score a little bit, missing a lot of key components in that area of the ground. But Harry Hill, I mean, he's just a consummate professional. He's a great captain, but on top of that, he's an excellent player, Matty. I think he's winning your anticipated Woodrow Medal tally at the moment, isn't he?
Yes. Well, we don't call it. I don't call it the Woodrow Medal. I think somebody else called it the Matlow. Someone else called it the Donlow. Some other name because it's got. Of course, got to put my name in there somehow.
When we used to have footy trips, we'd have the down low.
Yes, 26 touches, 7.5 clearances, 6.5 tackles is Harry Hill's average across the 11 games he's played. Ben Branson, George Hill, Quinton Montanaro and Winston McGowan are the 4 outs for the Tunners, who sit in 4th with an 8-5 record. They've won 3 of their past 5. Came from behind at three-quarter time to defeat Old Trinity by 11 points. They trailed by as much as 27 points early in the second half of that match. So a really important second half from the Tunners. And I caught up with their coach, Marcel Bruin, a little earlier. We'll have a listen to what he had to say.
So here with Old Brighton coach Marcel Bruin. Marcel, a big top 4 battle today. How's the mood ahead of the match?
Yeah, it's exciting. A beautiful day for football. Nice fast track out there. So hopefully we can do it some justice.
It was a tough game against Old Trinity last week. You found a way to storm home in the second half. What are you looking to work on coming into this match?
Yeah, hopefully we can put something together in the first half. We were a bit, I won't say non-competitive, but there was certainly some stuff that we had to work on and change for the second half. Hopefully that comes together a little bit quicker today. I don't think these guys will give us too many chances if you're not on from the start. So, we'll be looking to hopefully get some work around stoppage, have an impact on defence, try and create some turnovers and score. Yeah.
What do the Xavs do so well?
Their forward momentum's really, really impressive. You've got to try and slow down ball carrier. They like to trigger handball and get the ball moving as quickly as they possibly can because they've got some really dangerous forwards that give them space, and 1v1s, it's really hard to stop.
And a number of big ins for you, headlined by Harry Hill. Must be good to have some stars coming back into the fold.
Yeah, we're starting to get healthier from a personnel perspective. Some guys coming back from their breaks overseas. We've got Felix out here. Maxi Lowen out here playing 2s at the moment. They've just come back from overseas. Obviously, yeah, great to have the skipper back. He's the heartbeat of the football club, not necessarily just the seniors. So, yeah, we know what to expect from him. Hopefully, he's not as underdone as some of the guys that come back from overseas and can do some work today, because there'll be plenty of work that needs to be done.
Wish you the best of luck, Marcel. Thanks for your time.
Cheers, matey. Thanks, mate.
Thank you to Marcel Bruin of Old Brighton, and of course Old Xaverians coach Dan Donardi there for taking time out of their pre-game to join us. We will be reconvening with them both throughout the course of the afternoon, the winning coach to join us in VAFA Crunch Time in the post-match show. And if you are here at Toorak Park, you can enjoy our commentary on 11:16 SEN or in real time via SEN Stadium technology on the SEN app. Hugo, all is available for iPhone and Android. Works with Apple CarPlay and Android Audio.
Outstanding, mate. Covering all streams. And, yeah, fantastic product and really good. So, something that is curious today is how those inclusions will fit in with Brighton and how fit they are as well. So that's something we'll need to watch 4 quarters. One thing, Matty, both of these teams showed last week is they're never out of the game. So they both come from behind victories, which means you need to play 4 quarters against each other today. So no margin will be insurmountable, but it'll just depend on momentum. And these teams are real momentum teams. They don't kick one goal, they will kick a string of goals. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle each other in that respect to try and sort of stem that momentum when they are on the burst. So it'll be very interesting, Matty.
It will indeed. And the 2 captains were out in the middle moments ago. O'Brien's Harry Hill back in the side, won the toss and elected to kick to the Fulton Street end, which is the right of your radio dial this afternoon. Hugo.
Matty.
Can I get a tip out of you?
Yes, you can. Xavs by 3 goals.
That's by 3 goals.
Yep.
Wonderful. What do Albright need to do to cause an upset in that case?
They need to cause Xavs to turn the ball over, and then they need to score off turnover. So they can't let Xavs stream through stoppages and get forward momentum with the ball and get the ball long, deep and fast. If they do that to Charlie McIsaac with a bit of space in front of him, then they might have some trouble. But that's where it's going to be won or lost, Matty. Who can cause the turnovers from the opposition and then capitalise on that?
And just looking at the matchups, Hugo, looks like you're going to get your wish, Spralia and Carp, right out of the gates.
Outstanding.
In the centre of Toorak Park.
Geez, he's sporting I was going to say a lovely mullet, but probably a horrendous mullet.
It's an oxymoron.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my goodness.
Never seen one of those.
No, that's, Jesus, I can't take my eyes off that now. That's That's very interesting. Now I'm doing double invoice today because I've got the hand on the buzzer for the siren. So I'm waiting for the umpire. Umpire's looking over this direction, making sure the gates are shut. Patrons off the arena. Ball's in the air. That's me, guys.
Oh, well done, Hugo.
Thank you.
And here we go. Old Xavs and Old Brighton, a top 4 battle. Who will prevail? Both rucks getting hands on the ball initially. Westcott caught in a good tackle there by McNabb, slung to ground. Umpire calls for it. It's made its way out towards the far wing on the edge of the centre square. Spriley winning the tap down that time to Stavrou. Couldn't get hands free. Of course, Xavs in their traditional black with 2 red horizontal hoops, and Old Brighton in their white clash strip this afternoon as the away team. Hill back in the side, got the hands free, only as far as Fisher, gave it to Spriley. He had a bit of a fumble, but spiraled to kick the half forward, coming up towards the ball was McIsaac. His hand pass finds Stavrou, comes in board to Ganji, and now spinning out of trouble nicely there was Charlie Knott. He goes with a kick inside 50, no good. Drifting in, taking the mark there was Lewis Butler for the Tunners.
Snow Cork's got the matchup on Charlie McIsaac in the forward line, so they know each other really well, those two.
So Butler goes with a kick out towards the wing. It's come off hands. Geordie Seeger tracking it to the boundary line, but couldn't keep it in, and it's gone out of play. And we've ticked over a minute here in the opening term. Huge match this first quarter, brought to you by the Salter Brothers. Xavs can go top, and Old Brighton, if they win, can consolidate a 2-game gap at least, maybe even extend it. McNabb with a kick up towards half forward, and it's a good mark there by Campili. Back in the side, the Tunners will be pleased to see him back. He drives a kick up towards full forward. It's cleared everyone, and it's gone through for a behind. Jonah Campili. The opening score of the game on the Salter Brothers scoreboard. Old Brighton 1 behind. Old Xaverians yet to score.
You see that excellent lead and mark by Campili. We'll be looking for that today. He's very important for Brighton.
Oh, and it's a dangerous kick in, and it was good work by Harry Hill to cause the contest. And now McRae's got a bit of a problem at ground level. He does well. He feeds the hand pass back. Now Ganji receives it. He feeds it further afield. Stavrou gets it. Loops one across. And now gathering it, running onto it. There is Whitehead. And he goes with a kick. All right. Well, he looked to go with a hand pass, but it's been charged down. The Tunners have started well here. Seeger. Now the kick inside 50. Going back is Pryor, who marks in the pocket. It was Ryan Agg who delivered it to him. Pryor got out the back, marked in the left forward pocket, and he opens up the face, and he's missed. He's hooked it to the left. Let off there for the Xavs.
We just saw, Matty, some really good pressure by Brighton with that chain of hands through the middle of the ground, cause that turnover, and very fast ball movement. So you can see that's a formula of the way Brighton want to play as we're trying to retrieve the ball. Oh, here we go. Patron's got that back, but that'll make Marcel Bruin happier at these early stages.
So they bring it back in here now through the Xavs. I think that's through Seston who brings that one out there.
It's Campbell Lane who's got the ball now, is it?
It's superb all season for the Xavs. Happy just to chip it around and play a bit patiently, but now they pull the trigger, and it was cut out again by Harry Hill, who's had a couple of important touches here in this opening term. No disposals, but just holding things up for the Tunners and forces a stoppage in the centre of the ground.
You just see Sam Linder, who's struggling with his foot there in that ground. That centre of the ground is very slippery, even though it's flat, but it's not wet slippery. It's just really, really flat and firm.
Spriley out to Stavrou, Lane, Fisher. They're all getting involved, the big guns for the Xavs in the centre there. His kick out wide is a good one. Now they can get this inside 50. That's not a very good kick. Seeger cut across, couldn't gather it cleanly. Hill's in there. He's worried out of it by Knott. Comes out now to Charlie Knott again, who runs into a brick wall with Butler. Beats the hand pass back. Phipps Parsons there, couldn't gather it cleanly. Fisher, now Westcott. Hands it back. Whitehead, agricultural, throws it on the boot towards half forward. Nearly the mark taken by Stavrou. Comes off hands, out of play, and not sure if that's last disposal or insufficient intent. Free kick to the Tunners regardless. Butler's kick up towards the wing, and Spralia juggles it on the third attempt.
Yeah, that was interesting. A really frenetic passage of play there with no one with clear possession.
Spralia gives it to Whitehead, back to Spralia, kick up towards half forward. Burnell cutting across, chops it out. And he goes with a kick inboard, and that too has been cut out. Tommy McRae with good anticipation. Feeds a hand pass out wide. Lane goes with another hand pass down the line. And then the kick inside 50, straight to McNabb, who wastes no time. He hands it over to Seeger, who had a bit of a fumble. He's got time to recover. He gives the hand pass straight to Seston, though. Not sure about that. And Seston spears a pass towards centre half forward. Beautiful kick. The mark taken by Sammy Fisher's roommate, Ed Delaney.
Yes, got the... Sammy Fisher was running around for the handball there too. Jeez,
they know each other well.
They'll talk about that over the dinner table, won't they? Why didn't you give me that handball?
Yeah.
But he backs himself in here, Ed.
19 goals, 3 for the season from Ed Delaney. He strikes this from 50, won't quite have the carry.
Good mark.
And in the end, a great mark taken on the last line of defence for the Tunners. And it was Campbell Tweedy, who's back in his usual residency of defence. Goes with a kick out towards the back flank. Seagull flew, brought it to ground, rode by Tom Burnell. And he spears a kick up towards the wing, and now Richardson's got it. And he clips one over the top to Campili, and the kick wasn't 15, though. So we won't progress any further. The tackle applied, and the umpire calls for it.
Didn't have many options then, Richardson, so just had to try and invent something.
Carr tapped it down, gathered by McNabb, just hoists it high inside 50, goes over the head, roved here by Richardson, really well done. Hand passes over to Pryor, opening goal for the Tunners. Ben Pryor makes amends, his 18th of the campaign, and this has been a positive early start here from the Tunners, 1-2-8. Old Xaverians yet to score on the Salter Brothers scoreboard, one of Australia's leading alternative investment managers with a focus on specialist property, equities and credit.
Now, it was very good play by Brighton then. So just having to invent something, Richardson with a little kick over the top, and luckily they got the clearance off that and just moved the ball forward very quickly. I was really impressed with Richardson covering the ground there to get that possession, and then the little hand over to Pryor. Excellent work.
Richardson hand passing.
Yeah, I know. His grandfather would not be happy with this.
Well, that's great coaching from Marcel Bruin to implement that into his game.
Yes, it is too. Anyway.
So good start here from the Tunners. They needed to get off to a fast start, and they've done just that. Back in the middle, Spralia, a couple of hit-outs to it. Ganji coming out to meet it. Clearance one here by Phipps Parsons. Looks to spear a pass up towards half forward. Cruel bounce from McIsaac. Falls back to Phipps Parsons, who kept on running. Oh, that's a great goal. Sterling Phipps Parsons with an absolute beauty out of the centre. He roved his own kick inside 50 and just brought it back, and that's a good response from the Xavs. 1 straight 6. Old Brighton 1-2-8, Salter Brothers scoreboard.
Well, just a find there by that second tap out by Spralia, and then Phipps Parsons moving the ball forward, and he had to kick that goal because that entry kick to Charlie McIsaac was a stinker, and he followed it up beautifully, got that space and a great execution. So we've got a ball game here today, Matty.
Indeed we do. This is just what we wanted. 2 top 4 teams going at it hammer and tong.
That's probably a contender for goal of the day.
Oh, a very early one for Gorman Commercial.
Let's get the obligations done first.
No, it is a beauty. Back in the middle, Westcott applying a strong tackle. Hand pass comes back. Ripping it there was Lohan over to Seago, who's been influential early. Kick up towards the wing. Falls kindly here for the Tunners. Kick smothered though. Now swooping in, there was O'Sullivan. Stavro receives the hand pass now. Can he find a teammate inside 50? He does. He finds Delaney lace out, who marks on the half-forward flank. He's not going to go for goal. Instead, he's going to center it up to the top of the square. Spralia got hands to it. It was knocked away from him. Rode by McIsaac. He goes with a hand pass back. He's going to get it back here, Charlie McIsaac. He gives it back once more. The hand pass for Stavro was no good. It was Danielis Morley who tried to give it to him. And then Stavro's kick across the face of goal's a beauty. Great composure from the Woodrow medalist. And he finds Jack Sullivan in space at half forward.
Yeah, it's a problematic distance, this, Matty, and I'm just looking at the trees. You might have to get Cooper's input on this. There is a little bit of breeze that he'll be kicking straight into, so I'd be looking for the big man on the line to get involved in this one.
11-12 from 11 games this season for Jack O'Sullivan. 17 touches and 6 clearances for him last week. He's about a 50-50 bet when it comes to converting for goals. He strikes this one well into the post. Had the distance quite comfortably. Did O'Sullivan. Thundered into the post. And he halves the deficit. 1-1-7 Old Xaverians. Old Brighton 1-2-8 on the Salter Brothers scoreboard. And they waste precious little time moving it on. Gilbert goes with a kick up the line in towards the centre of the ground. The Old Xavs have won it back here. A short little kick finds Sterling Phipps Parsons again. wastes no time, drives along towards full forward, over the back, Delaney, it was knocked away from him, or it was Brosnahan rather, and now it's Goodger who gives the hand pass to Tweedy, and he goes across the face now to Gilbert in the back pocket. The play just slows up now. Gilbert goes with a raking kick up towards the wing. Oh, and a big fly there from Carr. He hit the deck, landed like a cat, and handed over to Burnell. Over the top now. Campili with a spearing kick up towards half forward. Beautiful kick. Hand pass in board to Hill, who gathers, goes to the outside of the butte. That is all class from the Tunners. And fittingly finished by the skipper, Harry Hill. Goal of the day, Buttons reckons, for Gorman Commercial. It was end-to-end footy. It was beautiful football, Hugo.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say goal of the day stuff, Buttons, but it was a good goal. But off the back of, you see the way they played on very quickly from full back there, man. You put speed on the ball. Already Xavs have pressure on them. And it's that fantastic mark from Carr there with the, I saw the mullet flying. It flew up above us, Matty. It was huge, that mark.
That set it all up. That opened it all up.
Yeah, it's got a slight curl to that mullet too.
Potential mark of the day contender, that one for Hodges Real Estate.
Absolutely.
Proud sponsor of Old Brighton for over 30 years. If you are buying and selling in the area, speak to Hodges director and Tunners past player Angus Graham. Great mark on the half-back flank by Carr. Back in the middle, Richardson taking a turn of the ruck. Shark by Fisher. He's kicked didn't go very far, only as far as Louis Butler, who goes with a high kick up towards half forward. Well placed to take the mark there was Hart, one of the three ins for the Xavs. We're pleased to have him back in. No Trigger, no Will Goss down back for Old Xavs. Short little kick is a real dangerous one for Phipps Parsons. Hart roved nicely, and now getting the hand passes Delaney, who goes with a real high kick up towards the wing. Inventive stuff. Will it come off? Not was the target. He applied good pressure, did not. He might get the football here. He fumbles it over the line. In fact, it might have been a disposal. Might have come off his leg, and instead the free kick will be taken by Howden in the back pocket.
Probably not the right decision by Delaney. That was a pretty player under initial pressure. Like I saw very vocal players that forward to the ball. Anyway.
Short to McNabb. And now Gilbert's got it. I thought about giving the hand pass back to McNabb. Instead he goes with another short kick. And that works. Tommy Burnell's got it now on the wing.
Been busy early, Burnell.
There he has. He's just going to set this one into the pocket. He's called to go now by the umpire. Campili is there. Richardson flew in late. There's a free kick, and it's going to go the way of Jonah Campili in the right forward pocket.
Yeah, you could clearly see he was being held there, and the umpire was right under his nose. So, look, it's going to be a tough kick, but if anyone can, Jonah can.
As it plays, it's round 10. Kicked 7 goals in the 2 games that he's played for the Tunners this season. He opens it up on the left boot and he curls it around beautifully. Great finish there from Jonah Campili. This is a good start from Old Brighton. They've kicked 3 of the first 4 goals of the match. 3-2-20 to 1-1-7 on the Salter Brothers scoreboard, Hugo.
Yes, well, they're bringing a lot of pressure early. You know, it still reflect back to that kick of Delaney when he had clear time and space, but probably need to get the ball a little bit more forward. And they're inviting pressure, Xavs, at the minute. They just need to compose a little bit, and they're struggling to retain possession. So Brighton's plan to come and pressure the Xavs is working well early.
And they've been very good. Moved the ball quickly and efficiently. They've worried the Old Xavs defence on a couple of occasions already. Delaney and Richardson going to take a turn in the ruck, and there's a free kick. Looks like it might be going the way of the Tunners here. Didn't pick up what that was for, but it's Richardson's footy, and he's just going to go right up the line, in towards the pocket. Was knocked away from Whitehead. Now roving, it was Travers, but he was pushed over the boundary line, and it will be tossed back in rather for a throw in.
Yeah, I think that was a blocking infringement in the middle of the ground. So Campili was the option then, but well defended.
So toss in here at half forward for the Tunners. Delaney front spot, grabbed it out of the ruck. His hand pass looking for Hart, flicked one over the top. Looking for O'Sullivan, spinning out of trouble nicely. There was Hansen. He's going to get it back now from Fisher. Hand pass further down the line for Westcott, who's tucked up against the boundary line. His kick up the line is nice to Woodhouse. Got it on the wing, far side of the ground. Wanted to go with a hand pass at Woodhouse, instead goes with a high kick up towards half forward. McIsaac with a big fly, brought it to ground. Cork roved it over to Richardson, another hand pass for him. Goodger's kick was smothered. Seagar was looking to run onto it, though he was beaten to it by Westcott. And another free kick, and it's going to go the way of the Tunners again.
It's just everything going Brighton's way at the minute. Not getting much forward half ball, Xavs.
Finn Campeele's ball, kick up towards half forward, and reading it well there was Koch Mohammed, although it must have been touched off the boot. The umpire waved play on. Campeele got it back from Pryor, and now McNabb. Standing start with a kick inside 50, but it was all too easy for Tom Hart. Uncontested mark for him in the end, and the Xavs repel.
Had a very strange request early for Tom Hart to get the Skins player of the day from the reserves timekeeper, Matty.
Reserve, of all people.
Yeah.
Dunn with it at centre-half back. Kick up the line looking for Brosnahan, and missed him. Went through Woodger as well. Gilbert's in there. He got a hand pass away. Only though as Brosnahan who's got it now. Back to Knott. Ganji. Fisher. Goes with a hand pass inside. This is all under immense pressure. The Tunners have come early. And now Campeele hands it over to Seeger. Gives it back to Harry Hill. He's already kicked one. He's now got a second, does Harry Hill. Well, the Tunners are on today. Harry Hill with 2. 4-2-26. They now lead. Old Xaverians 1-1-7. A 19-point lead for the Tunners. It's been a hot start from the visitors, Hugo.
Welcome back, Harry. But there's two things, Matty, and this is things that Dan Donati spoke about. It was execution and pressure. So last week they struggled with execution when they're under pressure. Today they're struggling with their execution when they're under pressure, causing turnover again. And Brighton are famous for scoring off turnover, which they are doing perfectly. And what an inclusion into the side, Harry Hill. Just a lazy 2 already.
Coming in today, he'd only kicked 4 for the season. He's already got 2 in this opening term, does Harry Hill. Spralia and Richardson going at it in the ruck once more. McNabb might have been held without it. Umpire wave play on. Butler with a strong tackle on his opposite number in Westcott. Locks things up.
We're seeing a real 1-2 punch at the moment with the 2 young guys in Richardson and Carr for Brighton against Spralia.
Spralia that time just a bit too big and strong for Richardson. That doesn't really go anywhere though, so that won't go towards the Matlow score.
Yeah, in the ruck battles when they're side by side and wrestling, Spralia will have it all on his own. But it's the jumping ones where the young guys can get him.
Does so again. Taps this one down to Stavro, who's caught by Hill immediately. A bit of feeling in this game. Spralia once more, just way too big for Richardson. Got rid of him with ease. Brosnahan, Fisher on the left boot. Hooks it around the body, inside attacking 50. And a well-judged mark. Going back with the flight, Marlo Hoffman for the Tunners. Raking left foot kick to Goodger on the opposite back flank. Kick up the line, looking for McNabb. Wasn't a great kick and missed him, and it's trickled out of bounds. There'll be a Dairy Queen free kick in the words of Simon Petch.
The great Simon Petch.
We wish him well.
Yeah.
Kick to be taken here by Makoch Mohammed.
Hope the recovery's going well.
He just sends this one back up towards half forward. McIsaac in good position. Richardson flew over the top to over the boundary line for a throw in.
See, with Brighton, Matty, even their past weeks where they've been deficient with numbers of players going away, their backline has probably been their strongest zone. So that's steadfast for the whole time. So the backline here is what you generally will see for Brighton.
Toss in here at half forward for the Xavs. Tackle there by Hart on Goodger. Lock things up once again. With the 18 minutes gone here in this opening term, thanks to the Salter brothers. Spralia out of the ruck. Bit of an indiscriminate kick. Lane was there, he overran it. Goodger, his hand pass up the line is good. Now the kick in board is a dangerous one, but it finds Richardson, and they're away again. Sweeping hand pass to McNabb. Spearing kick up the line towards Ag, who juggled it. They've got space here. Hand pass over the top to Butler is a bit of a hospital hand pass. He moved it quickly though. Good tackle applied there on Linda, and the ball's come free, and the move breaks down for the Tunners here at half forward. Breaking away was Phipps Parsons, gives it over to Fisher, and now Stavro. Kick up the line towards Lane, who's in a bit of space. On the right boot up towards McIsaac, went over his head. Now gathered by Gilbert. Looks to take on the tackler. Just about gets the hand pass away. It missed Butler though. Stavro overruns it. Hacked off the ground by Westcott. Comes back to Fisher. Goes with a kick in towards the forward pocket. McIsaac and Cork. It was a good one-on-one contest. The umpire waved play on. Still alive here for the Xavs. Gathering at Fisher. Flying shot towards goals. A beauty. Great hard work there from the Xavs, and Fisher goals. And boy, did the Xavs need that. 2-1-13 they now move to. Old Brighton 4-2-26 on the Salter brothers scoreboard. That was a hard-earned goal from the Xavs, but a good finish from Fisher.
Right, mate. Take a breath, Matty. I'll get this from you. Excellent there. Well, we just saw Stavru to Lane entry. But one thing that was really good there was the Xavs' forward defensive pressure. They didn't relent there. They didn't let Brighton walk it out. And as a result, Fisher is swooping in, and what he does best, that beautiful kick on goal. So excellent work there, and well needed too.
2 goals last week for Sam Fisher, of course, including the match winner at the Snake Pit. He's back in the goals again today. Just when the Xavs need it. Spralia got the tap down. Not an effective one. Hacked off the deck there by Campili. Umpire Wade play on. Trying to bust through there was O'Sullivan, who did well. Although Carianis nearly running onto it at half forward. Spralia gets back. A neat little sidestep out of traffic there. Gives the hand pass across to Danny Ellis-Morley. And then more to Phipps Parsons with a kick up the line. Trying to get in there was Hill, who was caught there on that occasion by Dunn. The umpire's called for the ball. Centre wing, broadcast side. Spralia grabbed that one out of the ruck. His kick was partially smothered. Ganji running onto it, kept his feet, got the hand pass away, and now Woodhouse has got it. Over to Phipps Parsons. He can run to 50 here. He goes towards full forward, and the diving mark has been claimed by Knotts. Phipps Parsons was pushed off his kick, and it meant that it just kept low, but Charlie Knott did just enough to get fingers under the ball, and he marks 20 metres out directly in front.
Well, that was great work by Spralia in that ruck battle there, taking the ball out of the ruck, giving that ball forward movement, and then the advantage play. So a very, very good kick going forward to a dangerous spot.
11 goals in his 13 games coming into today, Charlie Knott, including one last week. Important kick, this one, for the Xavs. Kick back-to-back goals. Knott comes in, slots it through. They've answered the challenge here, the Xavs. Back to a 7-point ball game at Toorak Park. 3-1-19, Old Xaverians, Old Brighton 4-2-26. That's the scoreboard, thanks to the Salter brothers.
Well, we're just seeing some momentum football being played at the moment. It's all Xavs at the minute, so we'll be curious to see what Brighton do. And I think that's the start in the middle with Brighton. They need to get this clearance, either that or a repeat stoppage. They can't just let the Xavs mids walk it out here. So they really need to put the brakes on and then get the ball going their way.
Just ticked over time on here in the opening term. It's been a good game of football so far. Both rucks getting a hit at that time, but it was on the second attempt by Carr, gave it over to Hill, kick inside, attacking 50. Pryor was caught well. It falls here for Ag on the right boot. He curls it towards goal. It just didn't come back enough. It was a good effort from Ryan Ag. Curled it a long way, but just not enough. 4-3-27, Old Brighton, Old Xavs 3-1-19. And Ollie Seston will be asked to take the kick in again here from fullback. He walks outside the defensive goal square. And he goes kick up to Lane on the back flank.
Just seen this a few times from the Xavs. They just have Lane in that back pocket there for these kick-ins, and Brighton are happy to give that one away because they're trying to defend this long kick down the line now.
Which is what Lane does, up towards the wing. Carr over the top, an authoritative fist towards the boundary line, and the ball trickles over. It'll be tossed back in.
So that just played into Brighton's hands there. So with Lane not wanting to play on once he took that possession in that back pocket, I think with that situation, if Lane is going to take those, he needs to put speed on the ball straight away and not go back just to that long kick down the line.
One down there by Carr, out towards Burnell, who was caught swiftly. He gained about 10 metres with that play, though, of the Tunners.
Well, that succeeded in stopping that momentum by the Xavs. So there's been really good play by Brighton.
Now it's made its way inside, attacking 50 without anyone really getting a clear possession. Instead, we'll get another stoppage just inside, attacking 50 here for the Tunners. We by 8 points late in this first term. Spralia flicked it back, Campili. Got a kick away despite having an arm ping. It's bounced here fortuitously to Goodger. Hands it over to Seeger on the right boot. Snaps towards goal. Pryor going back with a flight. Not carried. It hasn't gone the 15.
Didn't go through. I love the way he claimed it, though. That's all you can do.
Well, you got to try.
That's it.
Instead, it will be tossed up here. Ag doing the ruck work inside 50. Falls to Pryor again, who snaps on goal, and that's not going to be a score at all. That's gone out of bounds on the full. Xavs to get the ball back in the back pocket.
Xavs need to retain possession here, find a quick one, and then they've got to move laterally away from this congestion because everything's on one side of the ground and they've got to get into some clear air.
Well, Lane's got it in the back pocket. He's trying to see if there's an option to switch, but instead decides he's just got to go long down the line. Spriley is the target. Oh, Delaney over the top with a good mark. There's another one, Hugo. Hodges Real Estate Mark of the Day contender, Ed Delaney. He'll be looking at that one on the replay screen. He gives the hand pass quickly, and now McRae's got it back. And now Hart over the lane in the opposite back pocket. We'll see if this can bear any fruit for the Xavs. Lane pulls the trigger a bit quickly this time, looking for Muhammad, who's got to fly over the top. In front was Butler. Neither took the mark. The umpire waved play on. Trying to crash through there was Lohan. It's come here now for the Xavs, although Stavro having to turn tackle at that time on Hoffman. And eventually the ball trickles out of play for a boundary throw-in.
Getting into red time now, so neither side wants to concede another goal here. If Xavs can possibly get this clearance away, they've got to get the ball forward. One more goal before quarter time will make it very interesting.
Spriley, Carr trying to lose Spriley in the ruck there, and he's got it now. Gives the hand pass across. Seeger had a bit of a fumble, and then a second fumble. Burnell steaming through. Didn't have to carry the football with him, though. Lane hands it over to Hansen. He's worried out of it. That's good pressure there from Travers. Spearing pass into the pocket, and he finds Jonah Campili lace out. About 35 metres out, but on a really tight angle.
Still got options opening up in front of him, Campili there, but he's not even entering into the conversation about that. That is, he's having a shot on goal. Oh, he's going to go around the corner here too.
He is. Well, when you're averaging 3.5 goals a game, tends to be that you have a lot of shots on goal, and he's got the distance comfortably with that one, but he has hooked it near side. 1 goal, 2 for Jonah Campili today. 4-4-28 Old Brighton. Old Xavs 3-1-19, 26 gone in the opening quarter, thanks to the Salter brothers.
Bit of a let-off for the Xavs there, so they're still well and truly in touch. A little bit of time here, Matty. If they can get some speed on the ball here, get down the other end of the ground, one more goal will be very handy.
Seston has it in full-back now. Wants to bring it out the broadcast side. Danielis Morley is the target, goes over his head. He gathers it well, though, and then he has a bit of a slip. He's got time to give the hand pass back, and that is errant, that hand pass back from Jack Whitehead, looking for Danielis Morley, and it's gone out of play for a boundary thrown in front of the interchange gates.
Second game of senior football for Danielis Morley. He's a part of a very rare club, Matty.
Very rare.
Yeah, I'll let you ponder that.
Carr front spot. Hansen was there. Spriley gives it away. Phipps Parsons was lurking. The hand pass forward is intercepted by Stavru. Sweeps one to Brosnahan. Great gather on the right boot. Looks towards half forward. O'Sullivan's the target. He's got Hoffman for company. It's a good tackle by O'Sullivan. Wouldn't let him go. And the umpire is going to reward him with a free kick. Great tackle from Jack O'Sullivan. He's now got it just outside attacking 50 for the Xavs. And he's decided he's going to go for goal here. Well, at least that was the intention. He's going to set it up towards full forward for Delaney to fly. It was, and the mark's been paid.
No, chopping of the arm.
Or chopping of the arm. Well, he's got the footy either way, Ed Delaney. He can line up for goal.
Huge kick this, Matty. It will bring them within 3 points. So, considering the amount of time that Brighton have had the ball and had the ball in forward half, this is very, very important.
As part of his game, he's normally pretty good at, Ed Delaney. He comes in now, and he has missed. Coming into the day, Hugo, 19 goals, 3 hit kicks, so that is a big let-off for the Tunners.
You're serious, that's amazing.
19-3, yeah.
Wouldn't have thought. Especially looking at that.
And then when I said that he's normally a good kick for goal.
As soon as you do that, you just torpedoed him.
That's when you should have known. The kicking board is no good. And swooping in with a one-hander is Charlie McIsaac, who read it best off the boot. And he can look to carry out the old 7-point play. And I tell you what, if there's one other player other than Delaney you want kicking for goal from an Old Xavs point of view, it is this man with ball in hand right now. Hugo.
With an asterisk beside that, Matty, if he kicks through the ball, doesn't caress it,
yes,
he will kick the goal.
Yes, I feel like I've heard this one before.
Yeah,
well, he'll need to kick through it because he'll be letting fly from on the paint of 50, Charlie McIsaac. He has given it everything, but he has hooked it.
No, that was in the ball drop there.
In fact, he hasn't even scored. I've jotted that down as a point, so I hope he kicks one because otherwise my scoreboard's going to be out of whack all afternoon.
Got any liquid paper?
So a couple of let-offs there for the Tunners. Ed Delaney and Charlie McIsaac both with set shots combining for 1 point.
Yes, geez, that's a let-off for the Tunners. They could very, very easily be in deficit into quarter time. But that's football, Matty. You've got to make your own luck sometimes.
They have done that in a little bit in this term, the Tunners. The kick back in. Oh, Jonah Campili, huge leap. couldn't quite bring it to ground. Rode by Carr. His kick was smothered. It's come off the boot. Seston was there, gathered here by Lane. Sweeps the hand pass across. And now a high kick up towards half forward in front of Westcott, who marks. Wastes no time. Wheels and goes. Sets sail in towards the forward pocket. Cork read it. He dropped the mark, though. Now he's got a bit of a problem. Caught by Knott. Comes back now for Tweedy, who's got to kick it across the face of goal. It's a real dangerous kick. But Pryor did an excellent job to beat his man and take the mark. And then he goes short to McNabb. He wastes no time either. The hand pass in board for Ag. He got it initially there from Linda. And Linda's going to run onto it now. And he's got a clear route to goal. He goes with a little clip inside 50 and he finds Charlie Richardson. Risk and reward there from the Tunners. A couple of real dangerous plays, but all's well that ends well. They've got it inside 50 and Richardson's got a chance to kick for goal.
Yeah, that's amazing. You think of all that time that the Xavs had forward as I press the button. Double invoice today, Jason Bennett coming your way. Assistant timekeeper as well.
Not triple because Hugo, we've got Cooper as our boundary rider today. Yeah. We're right behind this kick from Charlie Richardson. 12-5 for him this season. He's a very good kick for goal. We've seen his hand pass in Graft on display in this opening term. What's his goal kicking like? 45-degree angle right on the paint of 50. It was with the right kick.
There it is.
Charlie Richardson has a beautiful set shot. And puts an exclamation point on the end of the first term for the Tunners, who have made an early statement on the road here at Toorak Park. And at quarter time, they lead 5-4-34 to 3-2-20 on the Sattler Brothers scoreboard. Hugo?
Amazing, Matty. You just think of the time that the Xavs spent forward there, failing to make the most of their opportunities, and Brighton, one quick passage of play, on some good contested work through the middle of the ground, and an excellent execution by Richardson, which you would expect. So very, very important.
Fair reflection on the margin?
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's about what that would be percentage of ball in hand. Xavs were their own worst enemy in that quarter. You can just see that hangover from the last couple of weeks that Dan Donati was talking about in the execution. They've caused turnover, and Brighton have been ruthless. Brighton could be far further in front with some of those points as well. So it's a good game we've got going here, Matty, and this is one where you just saw how Brighton were able to kick that goal very, very late. This is going to go down to the wire today, I think.
Red time goals are going to be vital. The goal scorers, 2 for Harry Hill, 1 for Jonah Campbell, Ben Pryor and Charlie Richardson on the siren. And for the Xavs, singles to Sterling Phipps, Parson, Sam Fisher and Charlie Knott. Quarter time here at Toorak Park. This is VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Round 14 footy on SEN's Match of the Day. Old Brighton leading Old Xaverians by 14 points. Stick around, the second term coming up right after this.
Listen to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on the SEN app and SEN's no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45 p.m. Listen via the app.
Are you thinking about pulling on the boots and having a kick in 2026? If so, we'd love to have you in the VAFA. Australia's largest senior footy competition has teams suited to all ages and experience, from under-19s to seniors. Log on to vafa.com.au, check out our club directory and find a club near you.
Footy finals are almost here, and there's no better way to kick them off than at the 2026 William Buck VAFA Finals Luncheon. Join MC Nat Edwards, AFL legends and Brownlow medalists James Hird and Jimmy Bartel, plus Jason Bennett and the VAFA media team for a live For the Love of the Game finals preview. Friday, September 4th at the RACV City Club. Enjoy a premium 2-course lunch, beverage package and an unforgettable afternoon of football stories and finals insights. Book your tickets now at vafa.com.au. Don't miss out on one of the biggest events on the VAFA calendar.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
The VAFA Rising Star Award recognises the competition's most talented young players. Each week, the VAFA Rising Star Committee receives nominations for one male and one female player aged 20 years or under who played no more than 7 senior games before this season. Our overall season winners will be declared the VAFA Rising Stars for 2026. So if your club has a young gun making their mark, nominate them now at media@vafa.com.au.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app.
Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Keep up to date with everything that's happening around the VAFA by subscribing to our socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook and LinkedIn. Has someone just taken a screamer or kicked goal of the year? Send us your best and we might share them around the league. Join in the fun with all the best pics, videos, stories and reels from around the competition. They're all on VAFA socials. Search VAFA and VAFA Women's on your favourite platforms.
Listen to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on the SEN app and SEN's no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45pm. Listen via the app.
Quarter time here at Toorak Park. This is VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Round 14 footy on SEN's Match of the Day. Old Brighton leading Old Xaverians by 14 points. We'll head down now to the Tunners huddle. Their coach Marcel Bruin is addressing his charges.
And the layers around stoppage. At times, we're over-committing on the inside, so just make sure that we hold the outside shape. Yes, as you said, Finney, the ball's bobbling around a fair bit in the inside. But if we hold our shape in our layers, they're not able to exit as easily midline. So we just got to be really conscious of not ball watching around there and making sure that we hold that outside space. The last part, as I spoke about, was really, really good. We've got to get another 30 minutes worth of work to hunt the opposition. It's creating a lot of offence for us. Yep. It's getting them out of their transition game and giving us a look the other way where forwards are getting up and getting out the back. When we get it front half and inside our forward half, we either take a mark. Let's look to roll as quickly as we possibly can. It's a genuine 1v1 matchup. So the forwards are working hard to get out the back where we're getting that ball over. Let's go.
So that was Marcel Bruin addressing his Old Brighton players. They lead by 14 points. A huddle report thanks to Wagstaff, Australian-owned and operated family business that has supplied quality meats both here and abroad since 1908. Wagstaff.com.au. We'll head back down to ground level because Cooper has got Marcel Bruin.
To me, boys, obviously you spoke to Matty pre-game. Poor start last week. How do you assess the first start in that game?
Yeah, really, really good. And always good to get some looks forward half. I thought the work rate was much better from the entire group, but particularly from our forward half that put pressure on them coming out of their D50. We've got to get some pressure on them, otherwise they start to cut you up.
Cheers, Marcel.
Thank you for that there, Cooper, and for Marcel Bruin. Great start away from home for the Tunners. Just what they would have wanted, Hugo.
Absolutely, Matty. After some tough weeks, the energy out there was fantastic, and look, they made some mistakes too, but they were able to capitalise on their opportunities. What I'm liking is the fact they've had 9 scoring shots to only 5, so that's a good indication of where the quarter went. Keep capitalising on those opportunities when they come forward and keep that pressure on Xavs around the middle of the ground.
And for the Xavs?
Xavs, they've got to retain possession more. The turnovers were costly from there, and some opportunities they had when they were deep forward, need to convert those. Umpire just waiting for, once again, we need to get a spring on that gate so it's self-closing, because every week when we're here,
if someone leaves it open, there's always one.
The umpire's got it in for that gate too. That's what he goes to. Anyway.
Eagle-eyed umpire, because I would definitely not pay any attention to that.
I wouldn't give a stuff either, mate, to be quite honest.
Start of the second term here. Old Brighton leading by 14 points. As Carr and Spralia renew hostilities in the ruck. Spralia won the tap down. Fisher was trying to rove it. Phipps Parsons with a slick hand pass out to Stavrou. Spears a kick up towards half forward. Cork used the body well against McIsaac and then sold the dummy on him. Did nicely. Gave the hand pass across Linda. And now Campbell Tweedy marshalling out of defence. Drives the kick up towards the wing. In front there was Travers. Couldn't complete the mark. Hacked off the deck. Only as far as Luca McNabb. Hands it inboard to Carr. Back to McNabb, who kept on running in the centre of Toorak Park. Fans a kick out towards the left half forward flank. Pryor had to beat 2 in the air, brought it to ground. Clever little flick back. Neat little spin there from Travers. Out to Pryor. In space. Goes for goal. Misses. A slick bit of play there from the Tunners, but Pryor unable to capitalise.
That was good play by the Tunners through the middle of the ground, considering that Xavs had that first clearance, and great defensive work down there by Gus Cork. He's a ripper.
Second quarter brought to you by TLC Healthcare. Old Brighton 5-5-35. Old Xavs 3-2-20. Ball back in towards the back flank. Fisher gathered it. Gave it across to Danielis Morley. Steps inside and on the right foot goes down the line. Ball comes off hands. Vips Parsons was the target. Tweedy got a hand pass away, only as far as Marcus Stavru. Goes inboard to Danielis Morley, who kept on running. The hand pass just fell short of him, and it means that there's an opportunity now for the Tunners. Hill on hands and knees. He's got McRae to contend with. And in the end, the umpire says it's a 0-all draw and calls for the footy.
Good effort there by Danielis Morley, the member of that famous club. Have you figured out what that club is yet, Matty?
Was it the first kick, first goal club?
Correct, Matty. Well done. I knew you'd get it. So, yeah, quite a few players in that.
I do not like to toot my own horn, Hugo, but I am in a more exclusive club.
Are you?
Yes, first
the
two.
Horn Tooters Club.
Well, first 2 kicks, both posters.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Were you playing full-back at the time?
Not very well.
Very good.
Free kick here on the wing in the meantime. Going to go the way of Westcott for the Xavs. He hands it across to Fisher, whose kick is, well, that's very un-Fisher-like. That's gone not just out on the full, but over the fence out on the full.
Yeah, it's just an example of execution there. But Brighton's pressure has been very good. Their intensity as well. And so, actually, that patron's had 4 goes of trying to throw it back over the fence.
I don't think he'll be getting a game anytime soon.
No, anyway.
So,
this just gives Brighton a chance to set up forward, but also gives the Xavs a chance to roll back, cover off all the easy options.
So eventually McNabb gets the footy back and will take the kick in. And as you say, Hugo, they're set up all well defensively, so he's got to go back to Louis Butler. Goes across to Tweedy, an untidy kick. Just gathers it on the bounce and goes with the kick down the line to Campbell Lane. So it's all a bit scrappy, that, from the Tunners. They didn't work that one well at all. Lane goes back inside 50, up towards full forward. There's a free kick, and I think it's going the way of Campbell Tweedy, who was shoved off the ball. And Gilbert wants to take the kick, but instead it's got to be the Tunners' number 5 who has it instead.
Needs to do something with this Campbell Tweedy. That wasn't up to par, that execution before, and lucky to get out of jail with that.
He goes to Gilbert and now to Butler, who ran it in with a one hand over the top to Hoffman. His hand pass charged down by Danielis Morley. I'm having real trouble with that one, Hugo.
Yeah. I hope he has 40 today, matey.
Thanks.
You'll be right.
Yes, I do enjoy working with you too, Hugo.
No, it's good. It's always good fun.
Out of play, boundary throw in here at half forward for the Xavs. Still waiting for the term's first goal. Westcott roved it. Hand pass was charged down by Seeger. Couldn't gather it cleanly. Butler gathers now. His hand pass also cut out. Seeger's got to go in there, and he's caught. And it's locked up, and the umpire calls for it once again.
Yeah, clear possession hard to come by at the moment, so we'll just wait for this to open up a little bit more. Both teams going a little bit defensive, but it will clear.
Carr won at that time. Slick hand pass coming out, looking for Spralia. Seeger applying a strong tackle. And that was on Fisher that time, and the play's not going anywhere, so the umpire's going to call for it once more. Spralia. Tap that one back. Butler going back with courage. His hand pass. Whitehead in there now. O'Sullivan gives it back. McIsaac with the outside of the boot. It's wide and it goes through for a point. I don't have to mark that one down. So I'm glad we got our point.
You got out of jail there.
3-3-21 Old Xavs. 5-5-35 Old Brighton. 4.5 gone in the second term thanks to TLC Healthcare.
You just say the Xavs, their intensity around the opposition has lifted, so there's not a lot of free possession. They're always going one-on-one all over the ground here, so it's not going to be an easy possession for Brighton.
So Butler has it now from the kick and goes out towards Seeger, who flew, brought it to ground, rode by Hoffman. He gives it to Howden, who was looking for Seeger, but his hand pass was cut out. Fisher goes to ground. Ball comes out. Now Hoffman, Seeger got it again from Howden. And the umpire calls for it. It was a bit of a hand pass to Howden. He was about to be caught.
That was just transferring pressure, which is a lot of pressure all over the ground.
It's been a hot start to this game. Great exhibition so far. Well, it has got a bit more congested in this second term, as you say, Hugo. Both sides opting for a more defensive approach. Spralia, McRae, Harry Hill with a half a kick out of there. It's fallen here for Stavru, who gets away from McNabb. Sweeps a hand pass inside 50. Bouncing ball. Butler's got to retrieve it. Spun out of trouble. His hand pass coughed up. Snapping towards goal. It's not. It's a beauty from Charlie Knott. He's got his second. And the Xavs just conjure something out of nothing there, and they get the first of the second term. 4-2-26. Or Brighton 5-5-25 on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Think differently about aged care. We do. Old Brighton's principal partner.
You just see the reward for effort there for the Xavs, where they've lifted their intensity and pressure on the opposition. No easy possession, and just their pressure caused the turnover and then that forward thrust, and a great execution by Knott. He's always able to tie one up close to goal.
Very good from you, Hugh.
Yeah, 6 minutes into the second quarter, and we've ticked that box. We've got the not reference in.
Good.
We've done.
Spralia and Carr both getting a palm to that contest, and Burnell trying to get the hand pass and trying to wrap his fist around the back of Hanson's head to do so. The umpire calls for it once more. Carr got hands free. Inventive off the ground by Hill, goes out towards the wing, bouncing football. Hand pass comes in for Campili, who was held without it. The umpire pays the free kick for a hold on Campili. This one is Finn Campili on the wing. Goes with the left foot kick in towards attacking 50 in front. Burnell couldn't complete the mark, roved it well across to Goodger. Floating kick lands fortuitously for Richardson, who snaps towards goal. And he's kicked a ripper, has Richardson. He doubles up too, trading goal for goal in the second term. It's an absolute beauty around the corner from Charlie Richardson. 2 great goals from him today. And the Tunners get the quick reply. 6-5-41 to 4-3-27. TLC Healthcare scoreboard, Hugo.
That was an excellent execution by Richardson. Then I would say a contender for goal of the day. So you can just see a really good answer, because Xavs got that goal. You really want to see a couple of goals strung together, but Brighton just weren't letting that happen. And their forward thrust, great execution. They took that opportunity. That was the only time it's been in their forward half so far, and they've made it count.
Gorman Commercial, Melbourne's commercial property leader. Great finish from Richardson for his second. Back in the middle. Hanson gave it to Fisher, who's got Westcott running alongside him, but the hand pass was cut out here by Carr, who kicks it like a ruckman up towards half forward. Pryor trapped it really well, did Penn Pryor, and he goes with a kick over the top in towards the pocket. Whitehead with a timely spoil on Campili. Umpire way play on, and then Campili goes with the outside of the right boot, and that would have been the best of the bunch. But Campili just didn't quite catch it right. 1 goal, 3 for him so far today. 6-6-42 to 4-3-27. 8 minutes gone here in this second term. I tell you what, every time they get it inside 50, Hugo, Richardson and Campili looking very dangerous.
Extremely.
Kick back in, looking for Stavrou, and Hart was there too, but they were both beaten out by Harry Hill, who goes inside 50, and he's found Charlie Richardson in acres of space. And Richardson marks 30 metres out, 45-degree angle. Hugo, how did he get so free?
Well, what happened was the turnover happened in the middle of the ground. Old Xavs were expecting to roll forward, so all their players are going to set up the ground. Richardson stayed at home. Harry Hill, great intercept, and vision was unbelievable. Oh, no, he's going to go around the corner here.
Oh, dear. Well, he's got confidence at the moment, Richardson. He's just kicked a beauty around the body, and he has done it again. 3 for Richardson. He's having a big say out forward in this opening half.
Absolutely is. That is very disappointing for the Xavs, because the pressure and the intensity they brought to this quarter, Brighton were having trouble with. But just to let an easy mark like that happen in your defensive arc is extremely frustrating.
7-6-48 plays 4-3-27 on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard in this second term. 9.5 minutes gone. Charlie Richardson with 3, including the only 2 for the Tunners in this quarter.
We've got a bit of a break here, Matty, so I might go round the grounds. At Uni Main Oval, we've got Uni Blues 9-4-58, leading Old Scotch 2-2-14. That's big, Matty. That is very big. Old Trinity 1-4-10, trailing Caulfield Grammarians 2-3-15. We've got Old Haileybury 6-3-39, leading St Bernard's 3-2-20. And then we've got St Kevin's 0-6, trailing Uni Blacks 3 goals, 4-22.
I feel like I've heard someone say something about bad kicking in the past, Hugo, but
football, Matty.
Can't quite recall. Westcott out of the middle, goes inside 50. Delaney almost completed the mark. In fact, it's going to be paid, that or an arm chop free kick again for Ed Delaney. He'll have the footy regardless, and he'll be letting fly from the paint of 50. Not much of an angle to speak of here. And boy, do the Xavs need this one, Hugo.
Absolutely, Matty, but that was really good work. And this is how fast the ball can move in this game, Matty. So we've seen a few Brighton entries where they've capitalised. Well, I tell you what, it's Ed Delaney's turn now for the Old Xavs.
He had a shot from about this distance in the first term, which just fell short.
Well, he's kicked 19-4 for the year.
He has. He strikes this one from 50. This one looks online, and it has just fallen short. Tweedy on the goal line takes the mark for the Tunners. He drives a kick out towards the wing. Oh, very early fly there. But play on is the call.
And Mohammed loops a hand pass over the top. They'll look to try and get this one back inside 50 here. Will the Xavs kicking towards the pocket, straight into the chest of Tweedy, who marks again. A couple of important marks there from Tweedy, who's been such a workhorse for the Tunners in the last fortnight in particular, particularly given their absentees. Out towards the wing, nearly a good mark taken by Ag, comes off hands. Stavrou now spins away from his man and looks to go inside 50, bouncing football, gathered here by O'Sullivan, who snaps across the face. 2 behinds for Jack O'Sullivan today. 4-5-29 to 7-6-48. You go on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard in this second turn. I don't know who it was. It said Ed Delaney will probably struggle to get the distance from there, but he's a good judge.
He's Nostradamus. No, he did have trouble. Oh, we got a blood rule here.
There we do.
Let's see who that is. So Fisher comes back on. What's in here?
Well,
have to get Coop to have a look at that one.
Yep. So we'll go down for Author Sport Victoria to Cooper Watkins in a moment.
Good amount of claret coming out of us.
So on the kick in, Louis Butler now. Out towards the back flank, and Good just slipped, and that allowed his direct opponent, Thomas Dunn, to come over the top, kill the contest, and send it out of play for a boundary throw-in.
So that was good by Brighton. They got distance away from goal and hands over the fence. So what they need to do now is just keep surging forward with this footy and keep it out of the Xavs forward half. And on the converse, the Xavs really need this clearance and a fast entry to a clear player.
So the umpire will toss it back in here. Australia front spot. Nice little rover, and the kick inside 50 goes over the head of O'Sullivan, who's got a turn tackler. McIsaac's got it now. He's got a problem. He's got a couple of Tunners hanging off him. Kick across goal in towards the pocket. And you see that's just bounced out of play. So it will be a boundary throw in. Deep inside attacking 50 here for the Xavs. So Delaney and Richardson with the tap down. Oh, Sullivan caught in a strong tackle. Getting away, getting a kick out of there. Doing well was Gilbert out towards the back flank, but that's gone wide and out of bounds on the full too. So it'll be the Xavs ball. Campbell Lane will eventually try to launch this back inside 50. He's got the footy now.
Brighton able to roll extra numbers down in the defensive 50. Try and make it as hard as possible for the Xavs.
So Lane is just going to have a go from 50. He's kicked a beautiful goal. Great finish from Campbell Lane. I don't think anyone expected that from him. Well, if I can't pick a pass inside 50, I'll just go for goal myself, says Campbell Lane.
Well, he had to, Matty. There was that many players down in that arc. There was no clear possession and no clear mark being taken unless it was a huge fly and not required. That's an excellent boot from Campbell Lane, the co-captain, and well needed. That margin was starting to escape a little bit, so they pegged one back.
Back to 14 points now on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. 5-4-34 plays 7-6-48. A long-range goal from Campbell Lane. He's 8th of the season. I doubt he's kicked many better than that. Restart play here. Richardson and Spralia, and now O'Sullivan taking a turn in the centre. Kick out towards the half-forward flank. Bouncing football. Woodhouse keeps it in. Goes with a hand pass to Lane, who's got a backtrack, and now he runs into Goodger. I don't know how he managed a one-handed hand pass there. The umpire waved, no, he didn't wave play on, actually. He waved free kick and advantage here. Kick up towards half-forward to Ag, knocked away from him by Hart. Carianis was there at the ground level. Dunn roving. Well done by Howden. Well done by Hart. Strong tackle, holding the ball and advantage played. Kick over the top from Stavrou, looking for O'Sullivan, who's got to move. He's got a man free at half-forward. It's Lane again. He can straighten and go for home for 2 minutes. No. Across the face this time from Campbell Lane, and a minor score. 5-5-35 plays 7-6-48 on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard.
We're almost at a stage, Matty, where a turnover at halfback results a shot on goal for the opposition. That's how fast the ball moves.
So taking the kick in here is Sam Linder. And towards the back flank, and then another kick in board here for Louis Butler, who marks. I hear some people have some interesting plans for after the game. It's interesting picking up on conversations from time to time.
White t-shirt.
I'm sure they'll be keen for recommendations. Mark taken here by Gilbert on the wing. As of the left boot up towards half forward. Good use of the body by Richardson, who just read it better than his opponent. And on the right boot, he goes with a spearing pass inside 50 to Geordie Seeger, who marks on the flank.
Great vision there. So Geordie Seeger, excellent kick of the footy, but going to have to give it everything from this really tight angle. It's a very troublesome pocket to kick goals from there, Matty.
It is.
The wind into your face, it generally blows that way. And the angle seems to get tighter from over there. Angle's so tight the ball might get stuck between the posts, Matty.
And he's a fair way out too, is Geordie Seeger, but he's normally pretty good. 6 goals, 2 he's kicked for the season. He's going to have a go now on the right boot. He's given it a good look. It's just going to go across the face. It's come off hands here, so the ball is still alive here for the Tunners. And that's where it stays. The umpire will call for it once again, and we'll have a ball up just outside the goal square.
So Xavs have rolled a few back there just to get mass congestion around this.
Woodhouse and Ag doing the ruck work here. Woodhouse taps it down. O'Sullivan got a partial kick away. Danielis Morley loops one over the top. Woodhouse was taken without it. Umpire wave play on Linda. Back to Seeger on the right boot in towards full forward. But Hart was in the right place at the right time to take the mark. And he wastes no time. Gives a hand pass across the lane. Kick out towards the back flank's gone off hands. And boundary throw. We might head down now to ground level to Cooper Watkins, who's got the injury update. Cooper?
Yeah, Matty. It was Sam Hansen was the one that got that behind the ear. It took a while for the medicos actually down here to clean it up, but he's all right now. The other thing, just being on the ground before, wind has picked up going to the right side of the commentary box, so there is a little bit of wind heading that way.
Thanks for that there, Cooper. Ball tossed in. McNabb taken in a good tackle. As that breeze will be going to the right of the Fulton Street end here at Toorak Park, which is where Old Xavs are kicking in this term. They trail by 13 points at the moment. Won the quarter by a solitary point after Old Brighton led by 14 at the first break. Ball tracking towards the boundary line. Stavrou gathered possession but couldn't keep it in play, and it goes out of bounds for a throw-in.
Just at a point in the game now, Matty, we're nearly into time on, and not much pegging back of the margin by the Xavs, so they really need to get this ball forward here from this, and it's going to start with this clearance work.
In front of the Xavs interchange bench, Richardson rather at front spot, rode here by Harry Hill, high kick up towards half forward. Dunn went out to meet it, couldn't complete the mark, comes out to Seeger, gives it across to Linda, fans a kick out towards the half forward flank where Ryan Ag is marked. Still a good 2 kicks from home, Ryan Ag. Xavs get numbers back. Ag goes with a kick in towards the pocket. It's come off hands. It's still alive here for the Tunners. Hansen back on the ground. Taken in a tackle that time. Just locked things up. It was Brooks who laid the tackle, and the umpire calls for the ball.
It's great entry there, but really good defending by Xavs.
Ag in the ruck once more. Hart gives it across to Fisher. Drives a kick up towards the wing. Cork. Great mark. Went for the spoil and then realised, well, I can take the mark. He goes, kick to Ag, who flies over the top. And he takes a strong contested mark, Ryan Ag. He's got it on the paint of 50. Tight angle, a slightly better angle than what Seeger contended with a few moments ago. Ryan Ag is going to take it upon himself here to go for goal.
See, Xavs have rolled a few extra back, and so Brighton have spare plays in the middle of the ground. That's why Xavs are really struggling to exit their defensive half at the minute. So we're seeing multiple entries from Brighton. Luckily for the Xavs, all of Brighton's entries seem to be going over to underneath the scoreboard there, which is probably the hardest spot on the ground to kick goals from.
Changes his mind, Ag, and he goes to the kick in board, and he kicks it straight to Sam Fisher, which was not part of the plan. And they want to go and move this quickly now to the Xavs. Kick out towards McIsaac on the wing, and that's going to be 50, because Ryan Ag, in his desperation to make amends, is encroached, and he'll bring Charlie McIsaac within range here.
I'm watching Ryan Ag here. He's distraught over on the wing there. When you're coaching, you always tell your players, don't follow a mistake with a mistake. And unfortunately for Ryan Ag, that's exactly what he's done there. So if he'd had that minute back, he would. But this is the beauty of football is that we get another opportunity. So he just needs to get over it and get on with it.
So Charlie McIsaac's had a couple of looks at goal today. Hasn't converted one as of yet. Just one behind to his name. He's a big chance for him and the Xavs to trim the margin back to single figures. He's missed
He's hung it out to the left. 2 behinds for Charlie McIsaac this afternoon.
He's going back to it, Matty. He laid back on that one and he pulled the ball left.
You need to get into him at half-time, Hugo.
Yeah.
Butler with the kick in up towards the back flank. Gilbert in front. It was knocked away from him well by Spralia. Crashing through is Harry Hill. Might have got a kick away, and in fact the umpire says no, he didn't, holding the ball. It'll be a free kick to the partially mummified Hanson down there.
Troublesome area around the ear to stop
Yeah,
bleeding.
it's tough, isn't it?
He'll know about it tonight.
He's got the old Joel Selwood look about him. He's stepped off his mark now, so he's got to play on, and he goes in towards full forward. Big pack of players. Carp at the spoil. Rode by McNabb. He's caught by Brosnahan. He did a 360. How will the umpire adjudicate this? He'll say, give it to me, I'll throw it up.
21 and a half gone, Matty. So there's still plenty of time in this quarter for Xavs to get back.
Delaney on the hit out. McNabb just had a bit of a fumble, and it trickled out of play for a boundary throw in.
Geez, the players are getting very vocal with the umpire and appealing for frees. They just need to keep focusing on the game.
Just keep watching the ball.
That's it.
22 minutes gone in this second term, thanks to TLC Healthcare. Old Brighton leading by an even 2 goals. Toss back in. Carr. Shark by Brosnahan on the left boot, who snaps towards goal. It won't quite have the carry getting back. Taking the mark there was Gilbert for the Tunners. Another missed opportunity that time for Old Xavs. Short kick to Tweedy in the back pocket. So he'll be relieved that he doesn't have to do much ruck work this afternoon, Campbell Tweedy.
He's actually not a bad ruckman. He holds the space really well.
Goes up towards the wing. Hart flew. Knocked away from him, though. Spralia gathered it. Howden was there. Hanson caught by McNabb over the boundary line. And right next to Old Brighton's bench, the ball will be tossed back in.
Game's just a bit of a holding pattern at the moment. We're just looking for some clear possession. They've got to get away from the congestion. But Brighton will probably be happy just to hold the ball in this situation and just keep edging away from Xavs' goal.
The umpire throws it back in now, and now is that one just going to be recalled because neither ruck was anywhere near it. Spralia and Carr.
I think that might be just have another go at that, son. He's wiping the sweat off his hands. Must have slippery hands.
We'll take 2 for the boundary umpire. No pressure.
Technique's good. Ball goes up. Yeah, much better.
Oh, gets enough distance on this one for Carr and Spralia to contest. Carr had front spot. Sharked the hit out. Gave it across to Hill. It's trying to spin out of trouble was Linda, but he spun straight into trouble. Holding the ball, and there's a bit going on afterwards as well. A bit of feeling in this game. Fisher's ball. Wastes no time. Goes inside 50, and that's a good mark by Brosnahan. We've copped the clip around the ear for his troubles. It'll just be a mark, I think.
Definitely. Yeah, he's in a bit of trouble there. He's still down.
He is.
Bit of attention to the back of the head. Nothing untoward. I think it was just in the marking contest. But a beautiful entry kick from Fisher to a great spot.
Wade Brosnahan is up on his feet now. And looks like he's prepared to go back and line up for goal.
Now, this is very unorthodox, Matty. Generally, when you go around the court, I thought he was going to go around
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
I've never seen
It looked like he was going to close up the face on the right boot.
He just marked up his run up like a cricketer marking centre. But I thought, geez.
Yeah, it was looking a little unusual, wasn't it? Wade Brosnahan is going with the conventional drop punt in a relief for all. He's kicked 20 goals, 9 for the season. He strikes this one well. It just hasn't had the distance on it, though, and it's knocked through for a rush behind. And another missed opportunity there for the Xavs. It's back to 11 points at Toorak Park.
It was. One thing is they were only deficient by 1 in scoring shots. They're 12 to 13, so they pegged that margin back. It's always a good indicator of how the game's travelling.
Butler with a kick up towards the back flank, but playing in front was Hanson, who takes a strong mark. Old Xavs players have clips around the ear in this term. Hanson and Brosnahan. Hanson goes with a kick inside 50. Coming out to meet it and playing in front was Charlie McIsaac, who marked strongly overhead. And he'll line up for take 4.
Yeah. Yes, very, very much needed this one. But they've had multiple entries now, Xavs. So the Brighton defenders have been defending well, but you just felt that something was going to open, and we've just seen 2 clear marks in the last 30 seconds.
So, Hugo, what's he to do in this situation, McIsaac?
He's got to go back as far as he needs to. He has to kick through the ball. Don't kick at the goals, just kick dead set through it and kick it straight.
He knows how to kick them, McIsaac. He's booted 45 goals for the season. Much needed this for the Xavs. Could he steer this one through? The goal umpire doesn't move. And Charlie McIsaac, at the 4th time of asking, is on the board.
And the Xavs get a bit of reward for effort. They close the margin back to 5 points here at Toorak Park. Deep into time on in this second term. And on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard, Old Brighton 7-6-48, Old Xavs 6-7-43.
Equal on scoring shots, but that was an excellent finish by Charlie McIsaac and a great mark too. So, but off the back of multiple entries, so that's where the opportunity was there, and he took the opportunity which they needed. Now this clearance is very important in the context of the game. One quick clearance here, move the ball forward. They are a chance to get in front just before half time.
26 minutes gone here in this second quarter. Spralia down that time for Fisher, who was caught straight away.
Now this repeat stoppage here is going to play into Spralia's hands for Old Xavs because far superior in strength department to the young fella.
Carr won the hit out that time, which was a good effort. Ag came out to meet it. Hill roves it. Goes with the right boot inside 50, looking for Pryor. Knocked away from him. Campili, can he rove it? Slick hands out to Ag. Had a bit of a fumble, though. And the Xavs defenders come to provide a bit of support. Now marshalling his way out of defence is Phipps Parsons. Kick down the line, looking for his fellow Footscray VFL teammate McIsaac. It's knocked away from him, though. Westcott on hands and knees. Hansen followed it up. Gives the hand pass back to Fisher. He runs into Hill. He bounces off him, though. There's a Xav down behind play. Phipps Parsons had a bit of a fumble. McNabb arrived to kick it, and the umpires brought a halt to play. It was Charlie McIsaac who was down and is walking up with a bit of a limp now. McNabb's not at all happy about this because he was sending the Tunners inside 50, but because the umpire stopped play, we're now just going to get a ball up here on neutral territory.
It was McIsaac and Westcott who had that collision there.
Bit of friendly fire. Carr, Hansen, caught by Howden. So we've got your pun out of the way. We've got the Bulldogs reference out of the way.
I was going to say, we've got a bit heated there, but we were at about the 26-minute mark when you've ticked that box as well.
Campbell Lane's got it now. He looks to go with a risky kick into the centre of the ground, but he picks out a teammate beautifully in Danielis Morley, who's got options cruising alongside. Instead looks to hit up a lead at half forward. It was a good spore coming over the top from Gilbert, who knocked it away. And now there's space here for the Tunners. Ag had a bit of a fumble. Got to go back and retrieve it. Does so to Goodger. Hands it over to Campili. Tweedy rather. He just got a hand pass away. Stavry following up. And now Whitehead accelerates away. Goes with a right foot kick up the line, up towards the wing. It misses the intended target, Danielis Morley. It's gone out of bounds for a Lassu free kick to be taken by Lohan between wing and half back for Old Brighton.
Both teams are out of that holding pattern they were in before, and they're both putting speed on the ball at every opportunity.
Oh, it's a bad turnover. The kick was looking for Butler. It's missed him. And now the Xavs have plenty of space inside 50. McIsaac had a fumble, and that opened the door. Now the Tunners looking to try and relieve Linda. Gives it to Butler. His hand pass not very good. Phipps Parsons in there. Gathered by Hill. Anywhere will do. Barrels it up towards half forward. It's come off hands. Following up again was Hill. Kick inside attacking 50. Scrubby old ball. And now they've got a bit of a problem. A good team tackle from Ag and Priors locked things up. And suddenly it's inside attacking 50 for the Tunners. Don't quite know how it ended up there, Hugo.
No, well, one man, Harry Hill, just endeavouring to get the ball forward as quick as they could and put in a dangerous spot now for Xavs.
Spriley grabbed it out of the ruck. His kick went only as far as Hill, old McNabb, and then Linda was taken in a strong tackle. And Xavs have forced this one outside of the defensive 50, and on the edge of the centre square, the umpire calls for the football. And we'll restart play. Neat tap there from Carr. Campili looking for the other one. Jonah to Finn. That's where it ends, and now it's just going to be tossed up on the paint of 50 here by the umpire. And there's a free kick going the way of the Xavs. Spralia half took the advantage. The umpire let him go. And now Carr has a bit of a fumble. Hands it across to McNabb on the left boot. Goes in towards full forward. And Pryor marks. But he's given away the free kick for in the back. And it's Tom Dunn who gets the ball instead for the Xavs. Roll it off for the hosts. Dunn drives a kick up towards the back flank. Carr went with a spoil out towards, in fact it was Gilbert rather. Carr looked to rove it, but boundary line beat him to it. It's going to be tossed in right in front of us, Hugo.
Right in front of me, Matty. You've got the finger on the button here. I don't think there's long to go.
Oh, we're into red time now.
Deep into red time, Matty.
Ticked over 30 minutes in this second term. Ball toss back in. Spralia gathered it. Hill was there. Burnell applying the tackle. And there is the siren to bring an end to an entertaining half of football here at Toorak Park. A real titanic top four tussle between these two teams, and there's very little to split them at the main break. Old Brighton 7-6-48 leading Old Xaverians
43. Donald, your commentator this afternoon with our experts. And Hugo Higginbotham, rather, for our expert analysis. Hugo, your brief thoughts on that first half?
Yeah, it was an electric first half, Matty. What we'd expect from a contest like this from these two teams who know each other really well. So the scores from turnover have been telling, making the most of the opportunities. Both sides have had them. Both sides have left a few goals on the table out there, Matty. But speed on the ball has been telling when each side is willing to move away from congestion and get the ball into that chain of hands and then moving forward. And the execution. If either team can execute, they will retain possession and generally get a score on the board. So we've got a tight one here, and it's going to go down to the wire. It's an exciting game here, Matty.
No, it definitely is. It's not quite as much speed on the ball as there was last week, but I mean,
that was frenetic.
That was pretty quick last week. The goal scorers to this point for Old Brighton: 3 goals to Charlie Richardson, 2 for Harry Hill, singles to Jonah Campili and Ben Pryor. And for the Xavs, the only multiple goal scorer so far is Charlie Knott. Singles to Sterling Phipps, Parsons, Campbell Lane, Sam Fisher and Charlie McIsaac. This is VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Round 14 footy on SEN's Match of the Day. In this top 4 encounter, it is Old Brighton who lead on the road by just 5 points. The halftime show coming up after this, followed by an enthralling second half. Do not go anywhere.
Listen to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on the SEN app and SEN's no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45pm. Listen via the app.
Are you thinking about pulling on the boots and having a kick in 2026? If so, we'd love to have you in the VAFA. Australia's largest senior footy competition has teams suited to all ages and experience, from under-19s to seniors. Log on to vafa.com.au, check out our club directory and find a club near you.
Footy finals are almost here, and there's no better way to kick them off than at the 2026 William Buck VAFA Finals Luncheon. Join MC Nat Edwards, AFL legends and Brownlow medalists James Hird and Jimmy Bartel, plus Jason Bennett and the VAFA media team for a live For the Love of the Game finals preview. Friday, September 4th at the RACV City Club. Enjoy a premium 2-course lunch, beverage package and an unforgettable afternoon of football stories and finals insights. Book your tickets now at vafa.com.au. Don't miss out on one of the biggest events on the VAFA calendar.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
The VAFA Rising Star Award recognises the competition's most talented young players. Each week, the VAFA Rising Star Committee receives nominations for 1 male and 1 female player aged 20 years or under who played no more than 7 senior games before this season. Our overall season winners will be declared the VAFA Rising Stars for 2026. So if your club has a young gun making their mark, nominate them now at media@vafa.com.au.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Keep up to date with everything that's happening around the VAFA by subscribing to our socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook and LinkedIn. Has someone just taken a screamer or kicked goal of the year? Send us your best and we might share them around the league. Join in the fun with all the best pics, videos, stories and reels from around the competition. They're all on VAFA socials. Search VAFA and VAFA Women's on your favourite platforms.
Listen to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on the SEN app and SEN's no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45pm. Listen via the app.
Welcome back, one and all, to Toorak Park. You are listening to VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Round 14 action here on SEN's Match of the Day, and it is half-time in this top 4 encounter between Old Xaverians and Old Brighton. It is the Tunners who lead at the main break by just 5 points, 7-6-48 to 6 goals, 7-43. Hugo Higginbotham, our expert commentator, with myself, Matthew Donald, and on the boundary line we have Cooper Watkins, your commentary trio this afternoon. This is the half-time show. Thanks to Lexus of Brighton, the relentless pursuit of perfection. We've got a lot to get through in terms of around the grounds, Hugo, but before we do that, we've got a couple of very special guests joining us. We've got a president
and a player. We haven't had this dynamic in the halftime show too often this season. Michael Logan, the president of Old Xaverians. Hello to you, Michael.
G'day, mate.
And Quinton Montanaro of Old Brighton. Quinton, welcome.
Oh, thanks, gentlemen.
How are we feeling about the game thus far? It's been a pretty good top four battle so far, gents.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack next on the bench. It's definitely a bit different, but great contest so far, and it looks like it'll probably go down to the line.
Yeah, no, Brighton got off the chain a couple of times and been fortunate enough to peg them back, but the breeze is pretty tricky, so I think it's going to who takes the chances.
Now, just with you, Quinton, I do ask this of all the players that we get. What type of a watcher are you? Do you struggle to watch your own team play? It sounds like you do.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I was just saying I need a fidget toy or something because I'm pacing around like a madman. But well, the boys are performing well today, so at least it helps. But.
And Michael, from the perspective of Old Xaverians, I mean, they are a model of consistency. We've seen for a number of years they've been one of the top teams of the competition and have been again this season, coming into today in second spot on the ladder. A chance, if results go your way, to reclaim top spot. Must be really pleased with the way that this team, but not just this team, that all the levels below have developed so far this season.
Yeah, I mean, across the club, I think all 11 sides are in finals contention, so... Yeah, that's very pleasing. But yeah, obviously the senior footy has been good so far. But a bit of a one week at a time, as they say. And we just obviously got done a couple of weeks ago, and lucky win last week. So we're just trying to get some consistency back into the team at the moment.
Without revealing all the herbs and spices, because I imagine there'll be a couple of trade secrets you want to keep close to your chest, how do you do it? How do you maintain such consistency and competitiveness across so many different lines?
Well, we're very fortunate, obviously, to have a lot of great people and good feeder system through the school, I suppose. But yeah, across the club, the coaching, and management are all good, great operators, and they all work pretty hard, and that's no secret to it, and having a great facility here too helps, and making the environment so that people want to be here, and once that's the case, that makes it a bit easier to be successful.
So I've got a question for both of you, and you come from different angles, obviously president and player. We've come out of probably the hardest part of the season into the most important part of the season now. So we've got 4 weeks to go, lead up to the finals, got to get some form going. So from a player's point of view, Quinton, and from a president, how's that been coming out of that and planning moving forward?
I'd say at this point we're still trying to lock down that fourth spot or third spot, I'd say. So this next 2 games super important. Try and Xavs and then Blues next week, and then hopefully cement ourselves, and then really just work on getting the best side, playing the best footy as we can approach finals. But yeah, super important part of the year.
Yeah, no, exactly. Just we haven't had a mass exodus and everyone back, but we've sort of always had 4 changes every week, and just continuity's been a bit of a challenge, and particularly in some parts of the ground we've been more impacted than others, and so really to get some consistent footy, get people playing together, and hopefully doing our best work in about a month.
Yes, and so just sort of noticing, I love this part of the year. If you come down and training, obviously Quinton, you'll be training over the top of them, mate. You've got nothing else to do, mate. Just having a bit of a mistake, and you have a bit of time off. But you notice the days are getting a little bit longer. The grounds are in fantastic nick, and finals are coming. So from both your points of view, today, Maddie and I spoke about this. This is a finals-like sort of atmosphere, the weather, the ground, the way the ball is just absolutely pinging around. It's a sort of what's coming to the future. So we're both looking at that. So how's that shaping up from both sides?
Absolutely, yeah. I think, when we play Xavs, it's one you always have circled. So I feel like it always has a bit of a finals energy, this fixture. But, and then, the weather's unreal. Beautiful day, some great footy being played. So, you can really feel it sort of starting to build.
Yeah, no, it gives you the taste for it for sure. It makes you realise why you want to be there, when the whips are cracking at the end of the year.
We've got Michael Logan, the president of Old Xaverians, and Quinton Montanaro, the number 26 of Old Brighton, with us here in the halftime show. I suppose I've got a question for both of you, and again, you'll have it from different sort of angles. I'll start with you, though, Michael. You sort of mentioned the unavailability of players throughout the season, that you don't necessarily have a max exodus, but you're constantly sort of having to rotate the team and make changes. Is there a way to sort of plan mitigating that, or is it one of those things that you've just got to accept will happen, and you've just got to face it as best you can when it arrives?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't you can't plan for suspensions or injuries and things like that. So you've got to work around it. And well, we're blessed with good depth, so provides opportunity and gets a chance to look at some of those guys at senior level. So you don't shy away from it. But I think realistically, obviously if you're at the upper end, you're in a top 2 spot, you want to try and obviously maintain that. And whilst you can maybe give some blokes a break and things like that, if you're way out in front, this competition's really too tight to take the foot off the pedal for any time. So you've really just got to, I think, manage your players and get the loads right, and hopefully they're all doing, as I said, best work in a few months or a few weeks.
And Quinton, from a player's perspective, and particularly from Old Brighton, you've lost a couple of your better players at the start of the season, and you've lost a few throughout the course of the season through injury or other forms of unavailability. How do you manage that as a playing group, and how do you try and sort of mitigate that through the weeks and the winter months?
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, it's something that we've dealt with in the past. I think last year we had everyone stick through for most of the season, so everyone got a pretty good run at it. But yeah, this year, Fish going out early in the year, and then a few players went away overseas, which is going to happen. We sort of, I think all clubs have to deal with that. We had Felix running around in the Maggies earlier, and he hopefully he can find a bit of form. But yeah, I think
I wouldn't say he was running around. I watched him. he moved.
Yeah, no, he's being careful, which we like. But I think we've got a great group. Everyone's gets along so well. And when I think the feels like was about 2 degrees at training a couple of weeks ago, and we had about 23 on the track maybe. That's a little bit grim, but when everyone starts to come back, and we should be right.
Be honest, did you catch the tullamarine flu this year, or did you get the flu shot for that one?
No, I did. I went away for a couple of weeks, went to Vietnam, so I did catch it. But so that's why I played 2 games. Played the Scotch game, played last week, and then missed the next 2. So I got to do a little bit to get the fitness going again.
You'll come back very fresh. Yeah. Just one question from a Xavs point of view. You have an ankle surgeon on speed dial, or are you just on a retainer now? Because I heard there was another one this week, another syndesmosis.
Yeah, Sam Ralph went in this week. So we've had a shocking run on that front. We do have a guy that helped us out.
I was going to say
we're keeping him pretty busy, Ed, but he's a good man. Unfortunately, the ones he's fixed. I mean, Stav's moving really well now.
Yeah.
We had a guy in one of our social sides had a real bad break a few weeks ago, which he's also sorted out. So yeah, we seem, I don't know whether it's it wasn't here last week that Sam did it. It was out at the Snake Pit. So I don't like to blame the deck, but it's not that. I think we just had a bad run.
No, so Wood Marcus come back in 4.5 weeks, I think it was.
Last year,
yeah. And this, but apparently I was talking to Dan about this, and it wasn't as bad, Sam Ralph's.
No. He went in for the repair because it's a chance to have him back in about 3 or 4.
Well, they didn't mess around. Apparently they took him virtually straight there. He was on the operating table before he hit the ground, I think.
Wasn't far off, yeah. He's an important part of the side. So,
one thing your medical staff would be very experienced, and the process of getting them back. And if there's anyone who can get back quick, it will be Sam, I would imagine, too.
Yeah, no, he works pretty hard. And that was like Stav last year. These guys are pretty professional. So fingers crossed.
Yes.
And Quinton, speaking of injuries from your point of view, Sam Flockhart playing yesterday for you after a long spell out with that knee injury. You must be thrilled to see him back. Do you know how he pulled up?
Super. Well, he's getting through. He had a great training session during the week as well. So he's starting to fly about. I think he's probably going to play some proper minutes next week, and then we'll see how we go. But he's moving so well, so it's exciting stuff.
It's going to be a wonderful story. Quinton and Michael, thank you both for your time. Really appreciate you joining us here in the commentary box.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, boys.
Michael Logan, the president of Old Xaverians, and Quinton Montanaro, Old Brighton, here joining us. Always a pleasure to have the both of them here. Will we take a break? We're not there. We've got time to take a break. What we might do, Hugo, is we'll go around the grounds. We will do that for Marshall White, selling prestige homes for more than 50 years, because this was a huge round of football from the Premier Men. So what have you got for us?
Okay, so at Uni Main Oval, we have Uni Blues 10-5-65, leading Old Scotch 5-3-33. So the Blues just going on their merry way there. And at Daly Oval, which we don't have to call from this year, which is exciting for me, Matty. I don't like going to that part of the world. We have Old Trinity 4-5-29, Caulfield Grammarians 4-5-29. So two sides who know each other really well, and it's a real tight one there. Then at Princes Park in Caulfield South, or South Caulfield, whichever way you like, it is Old Haileybury 7-4-46, leading St Bernard's 6-4-40. So that one's a nice tight one too. And then at TH King Oval, we have St Kevin's 3-8-26, Uni Blacks 3-7-25. So close ones everywhere, Matty.
Oh, beauty! No, this is going to
What a round we've got.
Awesome second half. While we're on the topic of around the grounds for Marshall White, let's go to look at Prem B. Why don't we? Let's indulge in my pain and suffering.
Indulge yourself
and,
there, Matthew.
and just see how many I'm getting wrong this week. Harry Trott Oval, Collegians looking on course to make it 14 in a row, 15-7-97 to 3-5-23 against Old Carey. They lead by 74 points at the moment. It's a big lead for Lions. Beau Morris, they've come from behind to reclaim the lead against Old Ivanhoe. They were trailing by 21 points at quarter time. They lead by 3 at the half, 8-3-51 to 7-6-48. Williamstown CYMS still lead against Old Camberwell, 5-5-35 to 4-4-28. They led by 26 points at quarter time, the CYs. But since the Wellers have charged it down, and they only trail by 7 points at the main break. I don't know if there's a breeze there or not at Furon Reserve.
It's always windy there.
De Cell and Old Melburnians, the OMs leading that one, 8-6-54 to 5-3-33. And the thriller is at Gary Smorgon Oval. Ajax leading Old Geelong, 7-3-45 to 7-1-43. A 2-point lead there for the Jackers. We are not too far away from starting the second half, Hugo. The keys to it for these two sides.
Retain possession, don't turn the ball over, Matty. As soon as the ball's turned over, it will result in a scoring opportunity at the other end of the ground. So that is exactly what both sides need to do. That comes down to execution.
That was a halftime show. Thanks to Lexus of Brighton. The second half begins here at Toorak Park, and it's Old Brighton who lead by 5 points. Carr with a hand pass over the top to Burnell, who goes with a kick towards half forward. Getting in the way there was Dunn, who marks for the Xavs. Wasting no time looking for the Woodhouse there on the wing. It was knocked away from him, but he follows it up well, does Woodhouse. Kick over the top of Westcott, and getting in the way there was Campbell Tweedy for the Tunners. Wants to go with a kick inboard to Linda, who marks. And happy to conduct a switch here, and does so successfully, finding Darcy Gilbert on the opposite back flank. His kick up towards the wing is no good. Straight down the throat of Liam Danielis-Morley, who turns around quickly, goes up towards half forward. It was McIsaac who had hands to it. It was knocked away from him. He was looking for the mark. The umpire wasn't interested, but they'll get the free kick anyway here for the Xavs. Diving on top of the football. Free kick going the way of Charlie Westcott. It was Linda who dived on it. Westcott's moved off of his mark now, so the umpire waves play on, and he clips it in towards full forward. Butler had hands to it. It's come off here. It's fallen now for O'Sullivan, who snaps, and he's missed. And Jack O'Sullivan has kicked another behind. That's 3 for him today. 6-8-44 plays 7-6-48. It's on the Bowens scoreboard, the builder's choice, bowens.com.au. A couple of minutes gone here in this second half. Linda's kick was smothered, cut out here by Knott. Gives a hand pass over the top, running on onto it is Lane. Caught by Tweedy, got hands free. Butler tried to fend off Woodhouse, but he was shoved over the boundary line, and it will be tossed back in the right forward pocket here for the Xavs.
Excellent tackle there by Tweedy with the very dangerous Campbell Lane, who was storming towards goal. So the desperation's out there for the Tunners.
So umpire throws it back in now. Carr with front spot, punched it down straight to Fisher, who snaps. It's going very high. Umpire waves play on, mark won't count. Lands on the goal square, and then Hoffman punches it towards the boundary line now. How will the umpire adjudicate this? He says throw it in. Now,
no, they're having a conversation, I think.
They are. Now, the field umpire said, no, they're not. The field umpire was very sure about the decision there. Boundary throw in. So it is tossed back in. Carr tapped it down. Bit of a fumble from Cork. Has to turn tackler on O'Sullivan. Yeah, I would have thought that would have been insufficient intent, Hugo, that one.
I think he thought it was close enough to goal and he was under pressure enough, but it's umpire interpretation, Matty.
Delaney taking a turn to the ruck. Fisher, his kick towards goal is touched. Umpire wave play on. Linda got it from Butler. Gives it across to Gilbert. Spearing kick up towards the back flank. Gathered here well by Seston. Spins away, gives the hand pass inboard to Woodhouse. Back to Fisher. Kick inside 50. Playing out in front was Butler. Was touched off the boot. The umpire wave play on. Tweedy got it from Linda. Gives it back to him now. Linda goes with a kick up the line towards Travers, who marks overhead. He's got runners alongside him, but he instead decides just to come back over his mark and just ease a kick up towards the wing to Hill. And he goes with another one over the top towards half-forward mark, taken by Richardson. He kicked 3 goals in the first half, did Richardson. Wheels and goes now, sets this one up towards full forward, and they've got space here. And it's a good kick from Richardson. And hitting who else on the chest, inside attacking 50, but that man, Harry Hill, once again, who will line up for goal number 3.
You just see his running power there, Harry Hill. He burst forward, turned around, got some space, and good mark, but a good kick to a dangerous spot as well. But that was interesting. Xavs allowed a lot of uncontested possession up the wing there. That was just kick mark to players who are clear on their own. So they'd need to work harder to get back then, Xavs.
It's been a welcome return for the Tunners today. Harry Hill for goal number 3. It's a beautiful kick. And the captain delivers again for the Tunners. He'd only kicked 4 goals for the year coming into today. He's got 3 in this match. And it's a vital early blow struck in the second half by the visitors. 8-6-54 they now move to on the Bowens, the Builder's Choice scoreboard. Old Xaverians 6-8-44.
No, it was excellent execution, and probably not too late for ton watch for Harry Hill, I don't think. He's got to get his skates on a bit. But,
he's left his run a little late.
But no, that's a captain's goal there, just a work rate to find space, and a beautiful finish.
He's a superstar, Harry Hill. Of that, there's no doubt. Spriley up, looking to try and wrestle the ball off Burnell. It's come loose. Hill off the back of the square. Got hands to it, Burnell. Blind turns around, no one. And then goes on the left boot up towards Pryor, who marks on his chest at half forward. And he thinks he's within range here, Ben Pryor. Very casually limped to the top of his mark, and he's taken the mouthguard out, so he's going to let fly from outside 50.
No, it's definitely a kickable distance. I think this arc here is at 45, actually. Yep. So it's not Simon Peach will be all over that. But very, very kickable distance.
Kicked the first goal of the day, did Ben Pryor from the goal square. He landed the blow here from outside the arc. He's kicked it magnificently. That's a great finish. Ben Pryor at the double. What a lovely long-range goal. 9-6-60 plays 6-8-44. The Tunners have kicked away again, Hugo.
They have. They've got a nice little bit of momentum on at the moment, so the Xavs are really going to need to put the brakes on that. But you just think of the opportunities the Xavs had when they were forward. Brighton have only gone forward a few times and were able to capitalise. Got a nice little handy lead going again, Matty.
It's like a bit of a replay of the second term where Xavs had it inside 50 a few times, couldn't score, and then the Tunners just kicked a couple of really quick goals at the other end. So it's a 16-point lead now for Old Brighton. Phipps Parsons was having a bit of a wrestle there with Burnell. Butler, Linda. He couldn't get hands free. Fisher gives it across the lane, who's taken in a strong tackle by Goodger. And the umpire says, give it to me. That was a good tackle there from Ollie Goodger.
You see a couple of times Campbell Lane, he's just had no time and space. So obviously the Brighton boys putting a bit of work into there.
Carr, front spot, Linda. His hand pass charged down. Now running on it here is Phipps Parsons. Gathers, finds a teammate in space. A snap towards goal. It's a beauty. It's a good response from Charlie Knott. He's got 3 as well. The 2 number 4s trading goals here at Toorak Park. That's an important response there for the Xavs. They move to 7-8-50 on the Bowens scoreboard. And it's at 9-6-60 Old Brighton. It's back to 12 points, and this is shaping up to be an absolute beauty, Hugo.
It is, Matty. You love seeing these goals kicked at both ends of the ground, but that's exactly what the Xavs had to do. Brighton had that little spell of momentum. Xavs answered very, very quickly. So it makes this clearance very interesting. Are both teams going to go a little bit defensive to try and lock down, or is it still going to be all-out attack? They're setting up in attacking positions again. I think we might be in for a shootout here today, Matty.
Oh, we could do with a shootout. Goals, goals, goals is what we want. Fisher tried to rove the hit out. He might have got taken high there, Fisher. He did. The umpire spotted it. Free kick.
Yeah, he made sure the umpire saw it too.
Sam Fisher on the left boot. Spears a kick up towards half forward, but a well-judged mark taken at half back there. My Tweedy. And then a terrible kick up the line to Daniel Ismorley.
Timekeeper wasn't happy with that one.
No, he definitely wasn't. Daniel Ismorley goes back inside 50 with a kick towards Woodhouse, who flies and marks strongly. The meat and the sandwich, but Hayden Woodhouse rose above the rest. And he could put the Xavs back to within a kick here at Toorak Park if he can convert truly from here.
That was a great mark by Woodhouse there. It was 1-on-3, and there was a bit of work being done. There's a bit of holding behind the ball too. So very strong there, very strong. On the back, scores off turnover, Matty. Going to be vital today.
Yeah, they will. He's only kicked 3 goals this season, the Hayden Woodhouse, and this is his 10th game. Hasn't troubled the scorers this afternoon. 35 metres out, 45-degree angle on the left boot. He guides it through. And that's 3 in a row for the Xavs, Hugo. Hayden Woodhouse with his first, and it's back to a 4-point ball game at Toorak Park. 8-8-56 players, 9-6-60 on the Bowens scoreboard. The builder's choice, Hugo. That's bowens.com.au.
Amazing, Matty. There was a great execution there, just off the back of that really poor execution by Tweedy. So we've just got to see execution is key in this. And execution tends to drop off when both teams are putting speed on the ball. So sometimes it might need to slow down a little bit because retention of ball is the most important thing.
We read new hostilities in the ruck. Carr looked to flick it back over his head. Oh, Linda bursting away off the back of the square and looks to spear a pass into the pocket. What a beautiful bit of play from Linda. A terrific mark from Jonah Campili at right half forward.
Yeah, that was amazing work there. He made all the other players look like they were standing still as he ran through in the middle of the ground, and a beautiful shot of Jonah Campili pushing himself hard up against the fence here. Very important kick. It's just to stem that momentum that the Xavs just had.
Hasn't quite had the radar working today, Jonah Campili. 1 goal, 3. Kicks from where the meets the boundary, and he has slotted it right through the middle. Oh, what a game we've got today. Jonah Campili with his second. That is a goal of the day contender for Gorman Commercial, Melbourne's commercial property leader. That's as good a set shot as you'll see.
It was amazing, Matty. He was basically started his run up from inside his own coach's box there. Probably got a bit of advice from the boys. And you always love to see when the goal umpire just puts the legs out. He had no intention of moving anywhere. No need to do that at all. It's just a theatrics to get himself on the camera, and he's done it really well. But no, that was a great answer. So who can kick the next goal, Matty? It'll be in a couple of minutes' time, though, that's for sure.
You did say a shootout, Hugo. It's become that in the last few minutes. Seager gets the hand pass from Richardson, goes with the kick up towards Ag, who marks it half forward, wastes no time, hands it over to McNabb. Scrubby little kick inside 50. Cariana's had it. He was beaten to it by Muhammad, who had a bit of a fumble, and he tried to take on McNabb. The umpire wave play on. Hand pass now to Dunn, goes over the top. It was Lane who tried to paddle it on. It's come to Burnell now. Straightens on the left boot up towards the centre of the ground. Bouncing football. Gathered here by McNabb once again. He tries to take on Hansen. He can't. Holding the ball. Good tackle from Hansen. Great tackle from Hansen. Goal saving.
A little bit of advice going on between the players out there.
Yes, Brooks, Stavru are both in it. Meanwhile, Hansen, he just wants to use the football, and he does so here now. They can move this up towards half forward. Not Marks from the O'Sullivan kick. He's about 50 metres out from goal. He sets on the right boot in towards full forward. Good use of the body there from Burnell on Phipps Parsons. He takes a goal-saving mark at full back for the Tunners and can just take the heat out of the moment for the time being here, can Burnell. Call to play on, so goes with a kick up the line. Travers caught in a 1-on-2. That never favoured him. And on the second attempt, Connor Dunn takes the mark and can send the Xavs back inside 50.
Mass congestion in the forward line here. They've got to put it really long to a dangerous spot.
Well, he does try it up from about 30 out from goal. Knocked away from Delaney. Ball hits the deck. McNabb's going to get there first. He hands it straight to O'Sullivan, who finds himself in space, and he kicks towards Charlie Knott, who marks 20 metres out. 45-degree angle, and he can have a look at goal number 4, could Charlie Knott.
He did. He did a great job of untying himself from any other player out there to find space, and a nice, easy shot on goal. If we could go double figure, not references to that.
Now, he's kicked 3. He's already got 1 in this third term, Charlie Knott. 12 and a half gone in this third term, and the game has certainly opened up in this third term. To bring the margin back to 4 points. The number 4 for goal number 4. No, he's hung it out to the right. It was all lined up with the 4s, but he kicked his first behind of the day instead as Charlie Knott, and he cuts the margin back to 9 points. 8-9-57 to 10-6-66 on the Bowen scoreboard. 13 minutes gone in it. And just in this quarter, we've had 3 goals to do. 5 goals already, 13 minutes into the term. Short kick into Seager here in the back pocket.
Oh,
He's
dangerous.
having to go with a real short kick into the back line here to Linda.
It's his next kick now. They need to retain possession here.
So he runs his
Well,
arc and he's gone to Richardson, and Woodhouse slipped over and that allowed Richardson in, and he plays on. He just gets a kick away in the nick of time. It goes over the back, gathered by Seager. He's run down. Brilliant tackle from Phipps Parsons. Goal saving because they were away there where the Tunners. Short to Woodhouse, who's recovered. Kicking towards McIsaac. He dropped it. Gathered now by Hill. Loops a hand pass to Finn Campili. And then again to Howden. Further forward to Geordie Seager. On the right boot. Goes looking for Travers inside 50. The kick wasn't very well suited for him. And Seston marks. He goes to centre half back, and it's in safe hands now. Fisher. The line to Ganji, who marks on the wing. And he's got Lane running alongside. He gives the hand pass to him now. He goes up towards half forward. Bouncing football. Brosnahan is there. Well done there on that occasion by Lohan. Gathered it nicely. Goes with a kick towards centre. Back to Butler, who looks to go with a switch as well. It's not a great kick. It finds Westcott. He can launch the Xavs back inside 50. He does so with a long kick now. They've got space here. McIsaac flew. He crashed the pack. He brought it to ground. Gilbert was tackled. Got the hands free. Hand pass now looking for Hansen. Missed him. Gathered by Burnell. Goes with a high kick up towards the wing. In a one-on-one there was Travers. He brought it to ground. Gathered by Brooks. Dribbles it along the boundary line. Gains a bit of territory. Cruel bounce though for Ag. Hill running onto it again, but he couldn't quite keep it in play, and it's gone out of play. Boundary throwing it right half forward here for the Tunners.
So the ball's moving that fast, Matty, that structures fall away a little bit because players can't work hard enough to get back into the spaces where they're supposed to be. So it just becomes essentially a running race, which we just saw just then. I'm curious as to when fatigue will start to set in with these players because it has been a frenetic pace.
Woodhouse, front spot, tapped it back into a dangerous location, but Hansen is there, but he's caught! Oh. Holding the football. Oh, dangerous tackle against Travers. Oh, that's a big decision.
Huge.
It's a let-off there for the Xavs because Hansen was gone cold. And he got a reprieve. He goes out with a kick to Seston on the back flank. What do you make of that one, Hugo?
Yeah, I don't think it was there, to be quite honest, Matty. I thought that was a reasonable tackle. We've seen a lot of that today. So that's unfortunate.
Kick out towards Ganji. Good pressure from Brooks, but couldn't affect the contest enough. Ganji continues his run on. He goes looking for Delaney. Well spoiled, though, by Gilbert. And it's gone out of play. Centre wing, broadcast side. Yeah, it didn't look like it had that second dump or sling motion. It was a strong, aggressive tackle, but it didn't look like it had the excess.
We are seeing a lot of players who think they have more time and space than they do. I think there's a little lack of communication. That's probably coming with how hard the players are running and working.
Now the hand pass from Campili over the top to Seager, who goes with a right foot kick up towards half forward, and Campili was there, but it was a great spoil from Jack Whitehead. He's knocked it out of play because Jonah Campili had his name written all over that one. Looked like he was going to gobble it up, but a good spoil from the Xavs defender.
It's actually been a great battle between those two today. Both very talented players.
The toss in here at half forward. Woodhouse front spot was worried out of it there by Hill. Gave it to Burnell. Hands across to Seager from a standing start. Snaps towards full forward. And Whitehead was there. Had it knocked away from him. He's got time to recover. Muhammad gets it now. He's caught by Seager. He's done a 360 and he's gone. Holding the ball. Old Brighton free kick inside 50. Geordie Seager to take the kick. 20 metres out, 45-degree angle.
He did really well there, Geordie, just to wrap him up with Obviously was a prior opportunity there somewhere, but I didn't see that one. But he held him up in the air, and Geordie Seeger momentum was what took him around, which gave it that look for the umpire. So very, very good.
I don't think that was the prior opportunity definition. I think it was that you were in a 360 definition.
Yeah,
There's 7 different ways you can be caught holding the ball these days.
Is there?
At least.
I'll have to look up.
Geordie Seeger trots in now. Big kick this for the Tunners, and he steers it home. And they just continue to keep the Xavs at bay here to the Tunners. 11-6, 72 to 8-9, 57. Approaching time on in this third term on the Bowen scoreboard, Hugo.
Yes, and it's amazing. It's frantic at the moment, but you just see little opportunities, sliding door moments. We just saw one before with that dangerous tackle at half forward, and then the reverse there with that. This is where, a game like this, you have to make the most of every opportunity you get. And you're looking at Old Xavs scoreline 8-9 and versus 11-6. So you're just thinking, will they come into play as the game goes on, Matty?
2-2 to 4 straight in this third term. Just to prove your point there, Hugo.
Thank you. I knew you'd back me up.
Sprague tapped it down to O'Sullivan. That's what I'm here for.
Yes.
He goes with a kick up towards the wing in front of us. Bouncing football gathered here by Ganji. What can he do on the left foot? He goes in towards the pocket. Great pass inside 50. Now, has the mark been paid there, or is a free kick for front on contact? It will be a Xavs ball regardless. And it's Wade Brosnahan, who just found himself a pocket of space. And now he's tucked up in the left forward pocket. He looks like he's going to go around the body here. Copped a whack around the head in the second term, Brosnahan, but he's kept on fighting. Opens things up now on the right boot. It starts out wide. It doesn't curl back enough. Barely curls back at all, and it's marked by Tweedy at full back for the Tunners.
I just feel like the umpires are being a bit more prominent with some decisions in this quarter than they have been at the moment. And you want to be on the right side of those, Matty.
Seston flies over the top of Pryor to knock the ball out of play for a boundary throw-in on the half-forward flank for the Xavs. 15 points they trail by. 19 gone in this third term. But a great game of football so far, but it's Old Brighton who've held sway for most of the match. Tossed in, Spriley up front spot. McNabb puts the clamps on Stavrou right away. I'm not sure if Old Brighton have relinquished the lead at any point today.
I don't think they have. I think Xavs have been chasing the whole day. They got within a couple of points earlier, but now Brighton are doing a good job of just keeping them at arm's length at the minute.
Lane with a quick kick to half forward. Westcott had a bit of a fresh air. He gives it across to Fisher, who's caught. And the umpire will call for it once again. It's time at half forward now for Xavs right on the paint of 45. If we had Petchy's pitch report, we'd know if that's 45 or 50. Burnell.
It wouldn't be right anyway.
Kokos gives it across now. Kick towards full forward. Cork had it. He couldn't complete the mark. It's alive here now. Tweedy tried to fend off Phipps Parsons. Campili gathers it now. He's caught by Ganji. Umpire Wade play on. Phipps Parsons. Brosnahan. His kick was smothered. Out of play. Off hands. Boundary throw in the left forward pocket for the Xavs. They continue to press, but that goal remains elusive.
Brosnahan's absolutely copping a spray from Charlie McIsaac, who was forward of the ball, screaming for the handball when Brosnahan threw it on the boot.
Use of the body there by Delaney. He got rid of his man, but Harry Hill gathered it and kicked it up the line. Muhammad dropping the mark. Now Burnell. Oh, coat hanger there by Dunn. Free kick for the Tunners, and Burnell. And he doesn't want to waste any time. He goes with a really interesting kick to centre half back. And Harry Hill had to beat 4 Xavs there to do that. Seston switches the play now to Westcott, who hands it over to O'Sullivan. This is the kick up towards half forward, and he's found Brosnahan in space just inside 45. Not much of an angle to speak of, and he'll go back and line things up here.
No, that Brighton kick to half forward there, that was absolutely baffling. Went over the top of Harry Hill, and there was 3 Xavs players there. So this is what we're talking about, the turnovers. But in times when they try to put the speed on the ball, it becomes a little bit reckless. But anyway, it's going both ways. So an important kick here for the Xavs.
Wade Brosnahan's had a few looks at it today. Hasn't managed to score yet. You're kicking from right on the paint. He's given it everything. It's got the distance. But he's hung it out to the right. And it's a behind. 8-10-58 plays 11-6-72 on the Bowen scoreboard in this third term. The Builder's Choice. Bowens.com.au, a 14-point advantage for the Tunners. They led by 14 at quarter time and 5 at the half. Now Linda bringing the ball back into play. Kick out towards the back flank. Seston killed the contest. It's gone off hands. It'll be a boundary throw-in.
So just going around the grounds quickly, Matty, we've got Uni Blues by 46 points, Caulfield Grammarians by 7 points over Trinity, we've got Haileybury trailing by 5 points over St Bernard's, who have hit the front, and then we've got St Kevin's trailing by 10 points over Uni Black.
Whoa.
So if Brighton win today, St Kevin's lose, that'll have them equal on points, just separated by percentage. So a lot to play out.
No, indeed. It'll make for a very interesting ladder at the end of the day if results hold. Linda over to Tweedy, steps inside one, steps inside two. He hand passes it to nobody. Trying to reach through there was Spralia. It was flicked forward intelligently by the Tunners. Hill paddles it on cleverly to Finn Campearly, who gathered it cleanly. Goes up towards half forward. He finds Jonah. He's got space.
He's going to have a shot. Have a shot. Have a shot.
He is going to have a shot now. He is going to have a shot, Jonah Campearly.
Yeah, it heard me.
He was waiting for the options because there was plenty of space, but nothing really manifested itself. And is he going to roll out the barrel here, Jonah Campearly?
I don't think he needs to. He's a very good kicker of the ball. He'll probably be kicking from about 50 metres. So you would think that he'd get the distance no problem.
From at least that, he drives it long towards goal. Had the distance comfortably. It almost landed in the car park behind the goal, but he was offline to the left, Jonah Campearly. He's kicked 2 goals 4 today. He could have had a proper bag. The Xavs with a bit of a let-off. Kick up towards half-back. Ed Delaney marks in front of Gilbert. It's a 15-point lead now, 24 gone in the third. Down the line looking for Stavrou. The ball hit the deck, and that's a problem because there were Tunners everywhere, but a fumble from Cork has opened things up. It will instead be a stoppage here on centre wing. Neutral ground for these two teams. A great game it's been so far. Spralia and Carr. Carr that time on it down. Travers looked to flick it out. Cleverly, actually, because there was plenty of space and a couple of Tunners. Linda, one of them. Up towards half forward. Jonah Campearly again. Got to deal with Whitehead. He looks to paddle it to his own advantage, does Campearly, but he can't keep it in. It's gone out of play and it will be tossed back in at half forward for the Tunners.
You did well there, Campearly, because if you didn't get a hand on that, that was going to be a lasso free kick. He just got the hand on it, tapped it forward and affected the boundary throw-in. Gives them a dangerous opportunity here.
They did toss it back in now. It's Ag and Spralia to do the ruck work, and Spralia was a bit too big and strong, had front spot. Good fighting, though, from Ag. Forced the turnover. Travers hooks it around inside 50. Hard in best position. Pryor flew. He got a Falcon there. It's fallen now for Goodger, who finds a bit of space and scores. Ollie Goodger was something out of nothing, and he kicks an important goal. And now that lead is back out to 21 points. Thank you, Hugo.
Welcome.
Was waiting for the scoreboard there just to come up for a second. 12-7, 79 to 8-10, 58. Important goal from Ollie Goodger. Not long left to go in the term, Hugo.
Just want to go back to that, just by Campearly. Getting his hand on that ball, which was going for a lasso, so that would have been a Xavs ball going the other way. It turned into that boundary throw-in, which resulted in essence, that goal.
Spralia that time. Phipps Parsons trying to bounce off Burnell. Gets a kick away. Hansen marks. It was just 15. Gives it back to Fisher with a spearing pass inside 50. Couldn't gather it cleanly. It's come off hands now. Spun in a tackle there. Now by way play on. It was Tweedy. Now the hand pass comes to McNabb. The look away hand pass is a good one to Howden, who goes with a kick up the line to Aggers. Pushed up the ground to mark. Howden running alongside again for the hand pass, but Ag decides instead he's going to go long. He does so now up towards the wing. Ball hits the deck. No one got hands to it. Well done there by Whitehead. Sweeping hand pass forward to Connor Dunn, who's got it now. On the left boot, goes up towards half forward. McIsaac's the target. Beaten to it, though, by Cork. He's had a good game today, is Angus Cork. Gilbert off a step out towards the back flank. It's a good kick. And it finds the goal scorer, Goodger, on the back flank.
So we're deep into time on here, just biding a little bit of time off the clock. Important they retain possession, don't turn over, because there's still plenty of time with the Xavs to kick a goal.
Comes off hands, Seston. He was beaten to it, though, by Finn Campearly up towards half forward, and Carianis has got it now. Wastes no time. Goes into forward, goes over the back. McNabb in space. He's tackled, though. It's a great effort, though, by Whitehead. Prevented a goal. Then a kick out to Danny Ellis-Morley on the back flank, who marks just. Whoa, that was desperate defending from the Xavs, but they just got away with it, Hugo.
That was outstanding defending. That should have been an easy goal.
And that's a kick that's going to flirt with the boundary line. Hansen was the target, but it's the captain, Harry Hill, who kills the contest and knocks it out of play. Boundary throw in. On the topic of Harry Hill, Hugo, I'll need you to start thinking about candidates for the Skins player of the game, the Pioneers of Compression, the most coveted cap in the game.
Sounds like it's already done, Matty.
Well, you're the one who makes the calls on these, not me. You're the expert.
Well, I'll give a few options, or I'll leave it to Cooper, whoever he finds first. But no, Harry Hill's playing very good. I was actually thinking about that before. It's no one who's really had a standout so far, but Harry Hill hitting the scoreboard has been very interesting.
Stavrou, Westcott, ridden into the turf by Linda. Umpire Wade, play on. And now he says, give it to me. Yeah, it's been a bit an even match contribution. Everyone's sort of had their moments today.
It has. Yeah, that one's been a real standout. The game's been very high standard.
Stavrou following up from the stoppage, gives it to Knott, kick up towards half forward. McIsaac again, thumped away from him by Cork, who's been excellent. And then Burnell with a hand pass to Hill, goes with the outside of the boot cleverly to Howden. They've got acres of space. They can run this to half forward with ease here. Kick up towards Agate half forward. He can run to the 50. He instead looks to hit up the lead of Richardson, but it's gone miles over his head. The mark taken by Hart, and there's the siren belatedly for three-quarter time. And a late opportunity goes begging, and just as well, Richardson and Martin. There might have been a bit of siren gate there, Hugo.
Yes, that would be interesting too, wouldn't it? But anyway, all's well that ends well, Matty. But what an outstanding quarter by Brighton to stretch that lead. Old Xavs had their opportunities there, but failed to capitalise, and that's what games like this comes down to, Matty. Both sides are going to make probably the equal amount of mistakes, and there'll probably be the equal amount of turnovers, but it's capitalising on those opportunities. So we've set ourselves up for an electric quarter to go, Matty.
Indeed,
is that a match-winning lead?
We shall see. It stands at 21 points now, 12-7-79 to 8-10-58. Old Brighton lead. Old Xaverians at Toorak Park. This is VAFA Match of the Day action. Thanks to William Buck. Premier Men's Round 14 encounter between these two teams. Three-quarter time break. The final term coming up after this. Can Old Brighton hold on? We'll find out.
Listen to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on the SEN app and SEN's no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45 p.m. Listen via the app.
Are you thinking about pulling on the boots and having a kick in 2026? If so, we'd love to have you in the VAFA. Australia's largest senior footy competition has teams suited to all ages and experience, from under-19s to seniors. Log on to vafa.com.au, check out our club directory and find a club near you.
Footy finals are almost here, and there's no better way to kick them off than at the 2026 William Buck VAFA Finals Luncheon. Join MC Nat Edwards, AFL legends and Brownlow medalists James Heard and Jimmy Bartel, plus Jason Bennett and the VAFA media team for a live For the Love of the Game finals preview. Friday, September 4th at the RACV City Club. Enjoy a premium 2-course lunch, beverage package and an unforgettable afternoon of football stories and finals insights. Book your tickets now at vafa.com.au. Don't miss out on one of the biggest events on the VAFA calendar.
Hey guys, at GYG we never compromise on the quality of our food. That's why we only serve 100% free-range chicken. We're on a mission to reinvent fast food, because who said fast food had to be bad food? Love ya.
The VAFA Rising Star Award recognises the competition's most talented young players. Each week, the VAFA Rising Star Committee receives nominations for one male and one female player aged 20 years or under who played no more than 7 senior games before this season. Our overall season winners will be declared the VAFA Rising Stars for 2026. So if your club has a young gun making their mark, nominate them now at media@vafa.com.au.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Keep up to date with everything that's happening around the VAFA by subscribing to our socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook and LinkedIn. Has someone just taken a screamer or kicked goal of the year? Send us your best and we might share them around the league. Join in the fun with all the best pics, videos, stories and reels from around the competition. They're all on VAFA socials. Search VAFA and VAFA Women's on your favourite platforms.
Listen to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on the SEN app and SEN's no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45pm. Listen via the app.
Welcome back, one and all, to VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Round 14 action on SEN's Match of the Day. It is three-quarter time at Toorak Park in this Premier Men's encounter, and it is Old Brighton who lead Old Xaverians by 21 points. It is a game-high lead, 12-7-79 to 8-10-58. We will head down now to ground level. Old Xavs coach Dan Donati is addressing his charges. A big message he has to deliver to his players. Let's tune into it.
It's hard, right? We're not trying to do that. Just stay patient, because trust me, you had the momentum for 2.5 of the quarters and you're down by 3.5 kicks. So scoring end has been all day long. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but you're going to get looks. And if you execute and you stay to touch, that's what's going to happen. So you execute this quarter, you're going to take it. Stay positive. Hey, far side laning, ball security at the start of that quarter.
Love that laneway.
You locked it, was really,
that's a
really
lead.
Good. From boundaries and shit. That scoreboard pressure, that's all that is. So take that pressure off. It's footy, yeah? They're going to kick in. It's going to happen. Just keep your heads on. Because the run, if you keep your shape around stoppage is key here. We were folding in a little bit then and they just started getting on the outside a little bit. Keep that shape.
Wingers half forwards, hold out.
Got to be smart here. All right, let's go. Have a look.
Come on.
All right, you winning all. Look at this, boys. Forward half turnovers, 12-5. 12 forward half turnovers that quarter. We kick 1 goal, 5 tries. We're doing exactly what we want to do. So if you keep that pressure on, you keep those turnovers.
Come on.
Then it turns for you. And boys, when it turns, it's going to turn. And it'll turn, and it will turn hard. All right, let's have a look how we're going to start.
Come on,
all right, Woody, Dally, start deep. All right, so good quarter. All right, take your spell, get ready to go. Charlie, start there, 5 minutes.
Just cutting in and out a bit of that address with Dan Donati addressing his players. A big last quarter for he and his men.
Come on.
Hey, you've got to earn these ones.
Come on.
This one's never going to be easy, but you've got to give 30 in everything you've got now. No matter what you've got left, you've got to empty this out. You lower your eyes, you execute, we'll take the game. Come on, let's go.
That's the message. Taking the game on is going to be the order of the final term for Old Xaverians, who have a 21-point lead that they need to run down. We will head down to ground level in just a moment. Our boundary rider, Cooper Watkins, has got Dan Donati with him right now.
Yeah, topsy-turvy type of game. You're pretty positive in the three-quarter time huddle there, but what do you think you need to see from your boys to get over the line?
We've got kick straight. That'll help. If you don't take your check, it hurts. And they've just got us on the rebound. So, yeah, I was positive because you've got to be. We've had enough of the ball, enough of the contest to be closer in the game. We just haven't hurt when it matters most, and they have. So we've got a big quarter ahead of us. It's not going to be easy from here, mate, but I think we've been playing well enough to kick another couple in a row, and then who knows.
Good.
Thank you for that there, Cooper and Dan Donati. And as the players, well, not the players, rather the crowd, make their way off the crowd to enter the third term, and we'll have to make sure the gates are shut, Hugo. We need a gatekeeper, I think, to make sure across all of that. Old Xavs, it feels like the message is just to really take the game on in this last term, but they've got to make the most of their opportunities.
Yeah, it is, Matty, and it was 100% right. They need to execute and take those opportunities. If they can tidy that up, first goal will be very interesting here. If Xavs can get one back, puts the pressure on. There's a very healthy crowd here today too, Matty. There was lots of patrons out on the arena. I know there's a few patrons sporting the shorts, so the sunshine's brought that out too.
Oh, good. That's what we want.
Yeah, some pins that needs the sun. But anyway, we all need some sun at some stage. Oh, there we go, the other gate. Thanks.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, there's always one, isn't there? Yeah. Always one. Anyway, but no, if Xavs can execute well early, put some scoreboard pressure back on Brighton. But Brighton have been relatively in control of the game and been dynamic on turnover today. So can they sustain that? Is this a match-defining lead, Matty?
We'll find out in about 30 minutes from now. 21 points, that's what Old Xaverians need to run down if they want to win this match. It's Old Brighton's to lose at the moment as we begin the final term. Fisher winning the clearance on the left boot. Kicks up towards half forward. Charlie Knott, he slipped as he was looking to change direction. And now Cork trying to come out to meet it. He turns tackler. He brings it to ground. It's come out now. Sesson was thrown forward, nearly got the hand pass. And then it was hand pass there from McNabb looking for Campearly. Missed him. Campearly's got a turn tackler. He does so on Danielis Morley. He locks things up. And the umpire will call for it.
Brighton's defence has been excellent all day, and they showed that then again from that forward entry by the Xavs.
Ball in dispute here. Nab down there, Carr too. This last term brought to you by TLC Healthcare. Of course, that third quarter huddle thanks to Wingate as well. Thanks to Dan Donati and Marcel Broad for their time and insight at the quarter breaks. Burnell was being tackled and then tried to tackle O'Sullivan. That was an interesting bit of play. Kick up towards half forward, gathered here by Woodhouse. Slick hands and then one more here for North.
Oh, there it is.
Through. Goal number 4 for Charlie. And that's just the start that the Xavs wanted here in this final term. A goal out of nothing, but they'll take it. The Xavs close the gap to 15 points. Charlie Knott with his 4th. The number 4 strikes once again for the Xavs. 9-10-64 plays, 12-7-79 on that TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Think differently about aged care. We do. Old Brighton's principal partner, Hugo, for Hit IQ. Just what the Xavs wanted.
Absolutely. The Xavs faithful love that. Everyone went up around the ground. Now, that was off the back of some outstanding clearance work just to get the ball forward, but also execution as well. And that's exactly what the coach, Dan Donati, asked for.
Contest taking the game on. They've done that already in the opening couple of minutes in this final term. Have to keep doing it, though. Carr won the hit out, and he's going to look to win the clearance as well. Hands it over to McNabb, but it just wouldn't sit for him. Gathered instead by Hansen. Spirals a kick up towards half forward. O'Sullivan and Howden. The bounce is kind here for O'Sullivan. Could he run onto it? Gathered it brilliantly. Ducks in. Weaves his way through traffic. Goes towards full forward. Good spoil there from Cork, knocked it away. Only as far as Danielis Morley. It comes to Seston. His hand pass missed Westcott. Got to go pick it up now. He's pinned by one arm by Goodger, who brings him down in a good tackle. And has locked things up inside 50 here for the Xavs. And Carr might have been taken high in the ruck. Yes, free kick. Delaney just lost his bearings a bit as to where his opponent was and got Carr in the face. Hands it over to McNabb. Kick up towards the wing. It's an interesting one. Burnell was worried out of it by Dunn, who's kept it in play. He's going to get it back to Dunn. He drives it in towards the pocket. There's only Tunners there. It's a bit of a disappointing result. And Gilbert takes the mark all on his lonesome at fullback. In the back pocket now to Goodger. He goes with a kick up towards halfback and he finds Ryan Agg, who's done this a bit today. Ryan Agg come up to the halfback flank to meet the footy. And that's not a very good kick down the line.
How he struggled with his execution today, Ryan Agg.
And McRae goes in towards the pocket, and Agg getting back and doing very well, actually, to spoil the not mark and not give away a free kick in the process. It's gone out of play for a boundary throw-in. It's at half forward here for the Xavs.
He did have to work hard to get back to that. With that poor execution forward, slightly made amends for it.
Carr had front spot, couldn't affect the ruck contest though. Falls to Linda, McNabb, now Howden bursting through. Kick up the line towards Richardson, who marks strongly in front of Hart. He's a little slow to his feet, Richardson, but well enough to take his kick. And he finds Linda, who kept moving, and he goes up towards Hill at half forward. Flying over the top there was Hansen, rode by Phipps Parsons, and now done. Hill is down behind ground level. Fisher sweeps on over the top to Woodhouse. He's got to be quick. He was caught by Gilbert, who goes and follows in and lays the tackle on Delaney. The umpire was real hot on the whistle there, calling for the ball up.
He was. Delaney cleared that. But anyway, Harry Hill up and moving again. I think it was just a bit of a knock in that marking contest.
He is up on his feet now, and he's at this stoppage to be contested initially by Carr and Spralia. There is Hill. He weaves his way through traffic and kicks up towards half forward. Pryor was the target, knocked away from him. Following it up again, there was Harry Hill. Couldn't bend down and pick it up cleanly. Trying to find a way through was O'Sullivan. Free kick, whistle.
Going to Harry Hill, I think.
Being dealt with afterwards, or... You know, it's going to Woodhouse.
Okay, I've got no idea.
I didn't pick up on that one.
No. They must know something that we don't. Yep. Anyway.
Well, I was watching where the ball was and didn't see Woodhouse near it, but it's his free kick. And Woodhouse, he's already got a goal today.
Just a little breaking play here. It's allowed Brighton to fold back, take away some options, but they've gone deep, so there are options short.
Kick to Fisher, who goes up towards half forward, and he finds Charlie Westcott on the chest. He kicked just one goal for the season, Charlie Westcott. and he's going to look to pass this one instead. It comes off hands. Good attack there from Travers. Gathered by Lane. Gives it to Stavrou. Burnell wearing him like a glove. Wouldn't let go. And we've got a stoppage here at centre-half forward for the Xavs.
Probably not the right option to pass that one off so shallow because it's caused this little bit of a stoppage in congestion.
Burnell. Hand pass was cut out by Stavrou, who bursts through the tackle, straightens towards goal.
Here we go.
Here we go. The co-captain delivers. Marcus Stavrou with a big-time goal. And the Xavs have got the first two to start this final term, and they are not done with yet. TLC Healthcare scoreboard, 6 minutes gone in the final term, 10-10-70 to 12-7-79. We're back to single figures, Hugo.
We are, Matty, and they're absolutely not done yet. We know what they did last week, so you can never write them off, and there's no margin probably too big, and the margin's decreasing slowly. So just the skill there of Marcus Stavrou, the Woodrow, two-time Woodrow medalist, just breaking away there, and no surer kick at goal than him. Beautiful execution.
Gorman commercial goal of the day contender. We've had a few of them, and that was a beauty from Stavrou. It's given the Xavs life. Back in the middle, Hill, clever little flick on, looking for Travers. Oh, Hill's got to dive in hard. He's been caught high. Free kick. Purely accidental. I think Harry Hill might have actually slipped while going to ground there too. He's up at his feet, which is a good sign, but he's been in the wars a bit today, Harry Hill. But he's going to take his kick here. And he's going to look to spear a pass into the pocket for Camp. Oh, a big fly. What a rove by Pryor. Over to Ag, who snaps. Oh! Post. Ryan Ag with a goal at his mercy is missed. What a fly that was from Jonah Campili.
Yes,
that was an intelligent punch down to Pryor.
It was. He was three deep. Looked like it was going to be a missed kick, and then the opportunity there, and Ryan Ag just had more time and space than he thought.
Let off for the Xavs. Kick up towards the back flank. In good position is Gilbert. He can send the Tunners back inside 50. Instead, he goes with a kick in towards Carr in the middle of the ground, and it didn't find him. And now they're in a bit of trouble. Hoffman threw that out, and the umpire said holding the ball. He saw it. Phipps Parsons free kick. Gives it to Fisher. He's got space and he's got options on the far side. He puts it out in front of Dunn, who's got Goodger for company. Can he get away from Goodger? He can. Dunn gives it across. Lays run down. Just got a kick away, but it was offline. And now they've got space and they can counter here, can the Tunners. Richardson over the top, looking for Campili at half forward. Put it to grass. Whitehead's been wearing him like a glove all day. It's been a great battle. Goes back to Hart. And now Muhammad. Kick up the line. No good. Just didn't have any teammates there. Kick in ball to Linda. Right in the centre of Toorak Park. But going off the ball between O'Sullivan and Carr. Linda goes with a short kick. He missed Richardson. It bounces inside 50. Go over the head by Dunn. Over to Hanson. Who's he got further afield? He's got Sesson all on his own on the wing. He has a bounce. He's two kicks from home. He goes in towards the pocket. It's come off hands. Cork with the spoil. And a strong tackle applied there by the Tunners defence was Gilbert, who locked up McIsaac, and we'll get a stoppage at right half forward.
Gus Cork's been outstanding today. He's got an arm in there. He could be one in contention for Skins Player of the Day. Should they get across the line?
He could.
Very rare for a defender to get a Skins Player of the Day. This could be controversial.
Phipps Parsons gathered it from the stoppage. He snaps towards goal. It's all about the bounce. It stayed alive. It's fallen for Seston. He hands it across, and McIsaac puts it through. All the luck in the world required there. The kick from Phipps Parsons was nowhere near it, but he got the kindest of leg breaks. Phipps Parsons and McIsaac showed good composure to combine for goal. And we've just been talking about what a great day Cork's had on McIsaac. Well, it all went against him there. McIsaac's got two, and it's a 4-point ball game at Toorak Park.
It's amazing, Ratty. And the one thing you can expect in football is to expect the unexpected, and just that bounce that no one was waiting for. And opportune, and just you think back to that one that Hart missed the other end, and now we've got a goal kicked at the other end, and now we've got a four-point ball game.
And we are only 10 minutes into the final term. There is still a long time left to go in this game. Trying to fight a way through there was Hill. The umpire waved play on. And now we'll surely eventually call for a ball up. Whose camp would you rather be in, Hugo? The team with the lead or the team with the momentum?
I'd probably be in the team with momentum, to be quite honest.
Phipps Parsons weaves his way out of traffic and goes inside, attacking 50. It's McIsaac and Cork again. The ball spills. It's a free kick. It's going in the way of Gus Cork. He goes with the hand pass to Butler. The pressure's ramped up in this final term now. Well marked by Goodger at half-back. He was under a bit of pressure there. He had to hold on to it, and he did.
Xavs have all the momentum at the minute.
He's called to play on now. Goodger to go. He goes with a high kick down the line. Ag's got a fly. Hansen knocks this one out of play. Boundary throw in. And I know it's cliche, Hugo. Massive bounty on the next goal.
Geez, that's a bold statement, Matty. But anyway, we're good for that around here. No, 100% true, though. 100% true. So for Xavs to be able to get the lead, when considering they have not led for the whole day, that'll be a psychological factor.
Carr front spot, punch this towards the boundary line, and everyone's just happy to see it trickle over, and we'll restart play again.
And then Brighton to have a 2-kick margin will be very important as this quarter plays out. We're in a holding pattern again in this quarter. We need to break away, and someone needs to take the ball away from the congestion.
Carr, well, he didn't even try to compete in the ruck there because Delaney infringed him so obviously. He gives it to McNabb, who goes with a high kick up towards half forward. Bit of holding going on. Clever little flick on by Goodger. Lands with Ag. Gives the hand pass away to Carianis. Important kick this one, and he's found a teammate inside 50. And who else would it be? Who else would it be but Harry Hill, Hugo?
Yeah, amazing. To watch his running pattern there, he works so hard. He works hard to get into space, and he backs his teammates in to win the ball. And very important kick here, Matty. Wouldn't be safer hands than the captain. How good a captain is he? He's a captain who leads by example, but also, too, he's got that much respect around the competition. Very likeable fellow.
First game back. He is running all over the ground, Harry Hill. It couldn't be in safer hands.
Ooh.
Maybe it could be with a more accurate kick.
Yes.
Because he's put it across to the right for a behind.
Never looked good off the boot, though, kick.
No. 5 points the margin now on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard.
Just adds to the theatre.
Yes, a 1 point game could be on the cards. But Old Xavs have got it at the wrong end of the ground. And McRae to take the kick in.
Could be a draw too, Matty. That's on the cards.
Not had one of those in Premier Men's this season. Strong mark taken on the half-back flank, that time by Dunn. Great grab. And he goes with a kick-in ball to Woodhouse, who's in space. Gives it across to Ganji. Back to Woodhouse. He's been corralled by Campili. He's got to go on the left boot out towards half forward, and he finds a teammate. Here's Brosnahan. Still too far out to score. So he goes with a kick inside 50, and he's looking for Charlie Knott. It's come off hands. Cork happy to see it out of play for a boundary throw-in, but they've got it from full back to inside attacking 50, unchallenged of the Xavs.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's in a dangerous spot for Brighton now. Just need to compose. Valuable minutes of the clock being eaten away.
So Woodhouse and Richardson, decisive tap that time, and they'll win the clearance here. McNabb gives it across to Geordie Seeger. Goes with a kick up the line, and Mohammed slipped over, and that allowed Ryan Agin to take the mark. He goes with a kick over the top, and he finds Travers. Still got 2 kicks from home. Spears a low dart that doesn't even get to the attacking 50. Hansen gathers it across to O'Sullivan. Phipps Parsons back to Hart. It's not a great hand pass. Pryor's onto him, brought him to ground. Umpire wave play on. Travers bursts through a tackle, following up, gives it to Pryor, tucked in the pocket, goes with a kick central to Brooks, who plays on, and he puts it through. Massive goal for the Tunners and for Lockie Brooks. They've stemmed the tide for the moment. They keep the Xavs at bay again, and they push the margin out to 11 points. They're not home yet, but they can breathe a little sigh of relief for now, Hugo.
There's a long way to go, Matty. We know how good Xavs are late in the game. We saw that last week. But that was an excellent team goal, just on the back of some surge football, off the back of forward defensive pressure. So it's been a really good contest today, and that's an important one there.
Been a ripper, proper match of the day contest, this one.
Absolutely. Just building up to this great final series we've got coming. We're going to see more games like this week in, week out, as what's on the line becomes more into play.
We've got a month of this before the final start.
But how good. This is exciting.
Where else would you rather be? Restart play here now. Spralia got the tap down, out towards the wing. Lane has to turn tackler that time on Goodger. He can only force a stoppage for the Xavs. 11-point lead for Old Brighton. They've led all day. Spralia grabbed this one out of the ruck, caught by Richardson. Not going anywhere, that one. The umpire will call for it once more. 15 gone in the final term. Slap forward by Spralia. He was holding Richardson and he can't believe it.
That was unlucky, that one. He held him at bay, but I think he just grabbed onto the jumper a little bit.
Free kick to Richardson, who goes to a one-on-one out towards half forward. Muhammad and Karianis. Ball's knocked clear. One back by Goss. Kick to Stavru at half back. Those are the kick down the line to Phipps Parsons, who's been busy today. And he wastes no time. Up towards half forward for Charlie Knott. Oh, he took it with one hand. He couldn't complete the mark. Then Cork arrives late and arrives high. Free kick for Charlie Knott in the pocket.
So tough kick this one, Matty.
Yep.
He's in a really tight angle. No doubt will go around the corner. That was good defensive work by the Xavs there and just endeavour to get it forward. And you just see the value. He's been fantastic today, Charlie Knott. Puts his head in for the ball and a well-earned free kick.
We're going for 5 goals here, Charlie Knott. He's about 35 metres out, but on a really tight angle. He opens up the face. He twists the ball around the body, but he can only get it through for a behind. That makes it a 10-point ball game.
It's another one of those opportunities that probably Dan Donati was talking about in terms of it'd be nice to kick straight. But everyone gets their opportunity, you've got to take it.
11-10 plays 13-10. TLC Healthcare scoreboard in this final term. 17 minutes played in it. Old Brighton have led all day. Now what's going on here?
Just a bit of officiating.
Yep. So it's held McNabb up a little bit. He wanted to go long. Instead, he's just got to go short and sideways to Linda. He's got Howden on with a short kick. He finds him, and he's got Burnell a little further on down the line. He's also got Brooks in a bit of space. Doesn't want to go with either of those options yet. Now he decides to go down the line, and they've been manned up. Richardson the target. Oh, Brooks and Ag! Well, they all wanted a piece of it. In the end, it was a great mark by Ag. He gives it across to McNabb, who goes in towards full forward. It's come off hands. Out the back for Campili.
And he's got it.
Rolls through goal number 3. Jonah Campili, the last man standing, and he just snuck it through for a massive goal for the Tunners. And it's now an 18-point ball game.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. Ryan Ag, 3 deep, sensational mark. Best thing he's done all day was give the quick handball there. Got the ball moving forward. And who would have thought that Jonah Campili would do the roving role with a deep entry forward line, but an excellent execution and a well-earned goal by the Tunners, who just keeping the Xavs at bay.
There were 3 in the queue for that.
Yeah.
They went one after the other. The third time's the charm. Mark of the day contender for Hodges Real Estate from Ryan Ag. We've seen a couple of good marks on that flank today. And they're going to win the clearance again here. Oh, a bit of a fumble there from Goodger. He was looking for Richardson with the hand pass, but it's still going to be one here. Hand pass over the top. Seeger gives it away. Burnell runs to 50. Sets Alpha home. Offline.
Another handy point.
Handy point alert is well and truly on now, Hugo. You're right. 19 points the advantage. Kick comes back in here, gathered by Goodger on the wing. Goes with the clipping ball over the top to McNabb, who's got it about 60 metres from goal. He's just going to set it up in towards the pocket. For Ag to fly again, Muhammad in front. Paid the mark? No. Paid
push.
Well, they haven't. Must be a mark because they've not paid advantage. So Muhammad will have the ball in the back pocket. He had a lot of it.
Well, anyway, that's Ag had a fair bit of that too. And then the ball hit the ground. So
pay the man in front.
Yes, correct.
So Muhammad called to go now. So he goes up the line. The target Spralia up was knocked away from him. Richardson ducks the head and drives it forward. Comes free. Lane, hand pass over the top, cut out by Seeger. And then Westcott, happy to just see that one. Had a play for a boundary throw in. We're just about to tick into time on in this final term, and it's a 19-point lead for Old Brighton. For all of Old Xavs' dominance, they've won the quarter by 2 points, Hugo.
Yeah, amazing. Just got that handy lead. And will this run of Old Brighton beating Xavs continue? It's been a few years since they've won.
14-11-95, plays 11-10-76 on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Spralia, he's hit out shark there by Brooks. McNabb, Burnell, high kick inside 50. Muhammad in good position, drop the mark. It's now alive. Here's Karianis in the pocket, snaps it to a dangerous area, but Stavrou was well positioned to win the ball back for the Xavs. And they've got to try and roll the dice now. He goes short to Fisher. There's nothing really presenting for him, though. McIsaac's a long way away from home to mark at centre-half back, or at half-back, rather. And his kick down the line does not advantage a teammate. Straight down the throat of Darcy Gilbert. And he's kicking towards the centre of the ground to Richardson, who just juggled it. Heart and mouth stuff.
Yeah, the timekeeper had his heart in his mouth.
Linda out to Pryor, who marks. And this will take another minute off the clock here for the Tunners. Up towards half forward to McNabb. And he's just more than happy to take his time, Luca McNabb.
He certainly is.
Sets this one up towards full forward. And that was never really a chance for Jonah Campili. Hart with an easy mark. Short to Dunn. Over the top, looking for Danielis. Morley. Good work, though, that time. Good defensive pressure from Howden to cut it out. Force a stoppage on the half-forward flank for his team.
2-point ball game. St Kevin's leading Uni Blacks at TH King, Matty. Tight one there.
Another ruck-winning hit it around the grounds thanks to Marshall White. Kick around the body, and Muhammad in good position again. He's done it a couple of times in this last term. Short kick in towards centre-half back to Dunn. He goes with a wide kick looking for Lane. It was Goodger who did really nicely. Pryor Road, back to Goodger. Kick up towards half-forward to Ag, who marks. And they've just set up so well behind the ball in the last few minutes, the Tunners. Xavs cannot get it past the halfway line.
Yeah, but Xavs have rolled extra down into defence, so that's why Brighton have spare players behind the ball. That's why Xavs are getting a lot of intercept marks in front of the forwards.
Ag up to full forward. Oh! Just bounced off his chest. What a beauty that would have been. Travers, Brooks trying to burst through. It's come now to O'Sullivan. His kick out towards the boundary line. Falls to Ag. He might have a ping from 50. Oh! He's going to go for goal and miss. Oh, Geordie Seeger.
That would have been mark of the year there, Matty, if you had taken it.
Comfortably.
Geez, we'd have a great book of almost marks in VAFA Premiers, wouldn't we?
Yeah, tell you what, who'd win the almost mark of the year? That'd be up there.
That's up there, absolutely.
Long down the line. Chance here for the Xavs on the fast breakaway. Can Phipps Parsons gather it? He can. He runs to 50. He's run down. Just got the hand pass away. McIsaac on the left foot. Must go through. Doesn't. 2 goals, 3, and an out on the full for Charlie McIsaac today. It's been a good battle, though, between he and Angus Cork.
No, absolutely.
He's had 6 efforts at goal, McIsaac, but Cork has been very good on him.
The Brighton backline has been very good today. They've held up very well. They've had multiple entries.
Delaney with a nice mark. Very good vertical leap.
It just feels Xavs are starting to build here. They might be on the verge of a bit of momentum, which they'll need to capitalise on.
Well, they've got to get something from this inside 50. There's a mark taken, a free kick has been paid, and a push, and it will be McIsaac's ball regardless. Must kick.
Absolutely. There's still plenty of time in this game.
He's 30 out. He's directly in front, Charlie McIsaac, and he's got it. He's got 3, and the door remains ajar for the Xavs. Into time on in this final term on the TLC Healthcare scoreboard. Charlie McIsaac with his 3rd goal from his 7th attempt. 12-11-83 to 14-12-96. Hugo, a goal in the next minute or two, and that'll make things very interesting.
Absolutely. One thing Brighton need to do is not to go over defensive here. If they do, that'll open up the opportunity for the players up the field for the Xavs to get multiple entries. They still need to keep attacking. They still need to keep scoring here.
It's going to be Carr and Spralia in the ruck here. Or Woodhouse, rather. Carr won the hit out, fed the hand pass out to Hill. It's been charged down, though. He's cleaned up by Carr. Got him high.
Yeah.
And it's on now. They've come for Josh Carr. That was a heavy hit.
Yeah, absolutely it was. He's going to have a little holiday.
Yeah, that is not going to be the last you hear of that, you wouldn't think. No. and that's caused a bit of a fracas. Stavrou was on his feet. He's being checked by the trainer well enough to take his kick. He wanted to play on quickly, but the umpire was, he's waiting for the trainers to get out of the way and waiting for the fights to stop as well. There's a lot going on here at Toorak Park at the moment. Stavrou's got the ball now, and time off was called there. Hands it over now to O'Sullivan. Goes up towards McIsaac at half forward. He got separation. Dropped the mark, though. And then he was caught in a strong tackle there by Butler. It's fallen for Goodger. And the Tunnels will work it away here. Kick out towards Ag on the wing. He marks. He doesn't want to hold things up. He wants to go towards half forward. He finds Carianis, who's about 60 metres out from goal. Now they might just try and hold things up. Wait for numbers to get back.
I'm just watching Josh Carr up there.
And there's going to be a 50-metre penalty.
Yeah, that's from what's going on up behind the field.
So there's a bit going on at centre half back.
Absolutely.
For the Brighton.
The Xavs players are coming from everywhere to go for Carr. So the umpire has, from one end of the ground, has signalled the other umpire to give it a 50. So what they've done here, Xavs, by going hard at Carr, is they've probably given Brighton the game. Well, this will be a sure goal.
Well, Carianis from the top of the square should not miss. This should push the lead out to 19 points, bring up the ton for the Tunners. Carianis scores. Well, it's been a massive couple of minutes. There's been a lot to talk about this in the last minute or so, Hugo.
Absolutely.
But the main headline out of it is that Old Brighton should be able to hold on for the win from here.
Okay, well, it's still going on out there. There's a lot of feeling out there between the players, and it's been the distraction that Brighton have needed just to maintain this match-winning lead. And you don't like to see incidents like that in the game. No, but obviously it'll be dealt with if it needs to be dealt with, if it's deemed to be, because the card was not issued.
No, he's still out there, Josh Carr. He's going to contest against Woodhouse in this ruck contest. And they both go at it aggressively. Woodhouse got the hands free and the hand pass away. McNabb tracking it back, caught by Stavrou, who's still up and well. He's going to gather it here. Stavrou gets away from Hill, goes with a kick out towards the pocket. Lane dropped the mark. Butler crashing in hard, and Lane's down. Knott gives it across to McIsaac, who goes with the outside of the boot, and it goes out of bounds on the full. It's Charlie McIsaac, who's had 8 shots at goal today.
Campbell
For all
Lane.
of Cork's good work.
Campbell Lane's still down. There's a lot of feeling out there amongst these two teams.
And now the trainers are going to tend to him. That was a fair contest between he and Louis Butler. I don't think there was anything involved in that.
No, I don't think there was anything untoward in that.
The play's going to stop again, so this is going to be a rather long last term. It's already 28 minutes long. And we've had a fair few goals kicked in this last term as well. We've had 7 goals kicked. Might go around the grounds, actually, Hugo, for Marshall White.
Yeah, Uni Blues with the commanding lead. 102 playing Scotch 47. Close one at Old Trinity, Caulfield Grammars, both on 58. Old Haileybury with a 1-point lead over St Bernard's. And St Kevin's with a 3-point lead over Uni Blacks. So tight all around the place.
Woodhouse roved it, gave it across to Hanson, to Lane. Now Stavrou, could he shrug the tackle? He just about does. Got a hand pass away. It's gone out of play for a boundary throw. Well, that's St Bernard's season right there and then. It's now or never for the Snow Dogs. They've got to find a way to get over the top in that one.
Absolutely. It's coming down to the wire all over the place.
And that Tees Caulfield match, oh boy. That's a massive 4 points for Old Trinity. And we're having a bit of a conference here, and it's been awarded out of bounds on the full, and it's going to be a free kick to the Xavs, to Stavrou.
Rightio.
I'm glad we got that boundary line conference out the way. Stavrou, who's got it, where the 50 meets the boundary line.
St Kevin's by 2 points over Uni Blacks.
He's going to have a fly at goal, Stavrou, and he's missed by a fair way. That has gone out on the full as well. We don't have the out on the full stats, but
there's been
we've
a
had
lot.
A few of them today,
the
Xavs. McIsaac's had a couple. Stavrou's had one. I think O'Sullivan might have had one a little earlier as well. Brighton with the ball in the back pocket. Kick up towards the back flank. Hanson in front. 2 grabs at it. No mark. Burnell finds a way through. High ball up towards the wing. It's come off hands. There's a free kick. And it's going to be a Xavs ball. It's going to be Whitehead to Dunn. Back to Whitehead. And now McRae. There was the high kick up towards the flank. And then McIsaac competing for the ball. But it's punched away out of play. Boundary throw in.
Well, we might be having our first draw of Premier Men's, Matty, in that Caulfield Tees game. both on 58 points.
How many minutes?
34 and a half.
That's a very long last quarter.
Oh, I think that one's done and dusted. I think we've got the first draw of the season.
Someone forgot to hit the buzzer. That's knocked out of play, boundary throw in. Well, we'll chat about this in VAFA crunch time, whether it's 2 points gained or lost for those sides.
It'll make the relegation race very interesting.
Yes, it will. Imagine if we got a winner out of that match. Woodhouse, front spot, tapped it down, outside of the boot, flying shot at goal. That might have been Fisher, and that's gone out of bounds on the full as well. Oh, not on the full. It's gone knocked out of play, my apologies. Fisher's just getting to his feet now. I was trying to focus on who actually kicked the ball rather than where it went. Carr, front spot, good leap at it. Roved here by Delaney, who snaps towards goal. It won't quite carry. Mark taken there by Cork, and that's a kick looking for Harry Hill. Gathered by Stavrou, who got the hands free, gives it across. Not with a snap for goal number 5, and it's good. Well, he's been awesome today, Charlie Knott. 5 goals for him. He's been terrific up forward for the Xavs. 8 goals between he and Charlie McIsaac, and it adds a bit of respectability to the scoreboard. 12 points, the margin. 31.5 gone in this final term for TLC Healthcare. It's been a lot of stoppages in this last term, so maybe it's not done just yet, this match.
No, it's coming right down to the wire. It'll be a very, very huge effort by Xavs to win from here. Anything's possible, Matty. Well, almost anything.
Well, if they get the next one, we could have our second draw for the season.
No, I don't think we will.
Carr got the hand back looking for Hill. O'Sullivan, he's caught by Campili. And the umpire says, give it to me. We'll restart things right in the centre of Toorak Park.
Yeah, and Coop, just giving you the heads up, make your way to Harry Hill, mate.
Yes.
He's been sensational all day. Goals kicked when they needed.
And on cue, he's got the footy now, the free kick. The Skins player of the game, the Pioneers of Compression. The most coveted cap of the game, and Harry Hill's about to pose with it in front of all his teammates. Strong mark from Ryan Agg here.
Yeah, just sense players are going a little bit harder with their spoiling efforts since that Carr-Stavrou incident.
Yep.
There's a lot more feeling in the game.
So Agg is convincing the umpires that he's within range here. He'll be kicking from about 50 metres out. Now he's called to go by the umpire. He's given it a red-hot go, Agg. It's going to land in the goal square. No score, but the final siren sounds and closes the curtain on a rollicking afternoon of VAFA football. A top 4 encounter that lived up to expectations, and at full time, it's the Tunners who consolidate their spot inside the top 4 with a massive 12-point win on the road against Old Xaverians. 15-12, 102 to 13-12, 90.
Absolutely, Matty. That was a statement by Brighton. That was a comprehensive performance where they were pressed right to the end by an outstanding side in Old Xavs. And we saw a lot of feeling out there, but a great victory for Brighton. And Brighton have just made a statement today, Matty. They said, hey, don't forget about us. We're still here. They hold that unbeaten record against Xavs over the past few years. So that was a very, very good performance, especially with what's coming back for Old Brighton. And Old Xavs just probably going through a little bit of a slump at the minute. And plenty of time to get that right before the finals, though, but a very hard-fought contest.
Yeah, we'll have a look at the ladder at the moment, and based on the around the ground today, that all but confirms that the spot inside the top 4 and a place in the finals this season for Old Brighton. Of course, we'll go around the grounds in our post-game show. VAFA Crunch Time, brought to you this week by the Brighton Beach Hotel, the best pub in Brayside to watch the football with friends. Now, I imagine after a win like that, it'll be packed to the rafters, Hugo. That's a big result for the Tunners on the road today. We'll head down to ground level very, very shortly indeed. Cooper Watkins, our boundary rider, will have our Skins player of the game, the Pioneers of Compression. In fact, we'll go there right now because he's got the man. Cooper, take it away.
Harry, win, coming back after a few weeks off, kicked a couple goals. How'd that feel?
Yeah, it was nice to get on the end of a few early. I didn't have the greatest week on the track, was fumbling a few footies and blowing a bit, but yeah, it was good to sort of ease back into it, I guess, a little bit starting forward, and then, yeah, the boys were great, you know, so it's been a tough couple of weeks, but sort of the way we've fought our way through and hopefully passed the worst of it in terms of unavailability, and we can just really springboard off this one.
And obviously, hard place to come and win. Obviously, a really good side, and they're always there and thereabouts. How does it feel for your group to be able to come here and get a really big win?
Yeah, no doubt a heap of belief. We actually quite like coming here. I feel like we played pretty well to suit the ground, our sort of game style, but yeah, huge belief, like I said before, it's sort of been a challenging period for us. Sort of had really successful couple of years and not too many losses in there. So really resilient group we've got, and this will just give us a bit of belief hopefully for the last month, and then we can sort of attack finals if we get there.
Thanks, Harry. Cheers.
Thank you for that, Cooper and Harry Hill. And Cooper, make sure you get a photo of Harry posing with the most coveted cap of the game, the Skins cap, as well as the laminated bit of paper that says he's the Skins player of the game. That's going on the socials, and yes, his Tunners teammates are going to love sharing that around. Harry Hill, first game back, I mean, he said he wasn't feeling great during the week. If only we could struggle as much as Harry Hill does. Just on return, 3 goals.
Oh, amazing. Just absolutely amazing performance. But he's at the bottom of every pack. He leads by example, puts his body on the line, and just such experience. And you can just see that the team stands taller with him around. Not that he's short or anything like that, but you understand what I mean.
Metaphorically,
that's correct. And one thing that's going to happen today out of that game, there's going to be a feeling the next time these two sides play, which you may be at some stage during the finals.
This could be, based on the way the ladder looks, this could be a prelim preview.
Correct.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's
Wouldn't
now
that be
quarter,
something?
isn't it?
Wouldn't that be something? Old Brighton led by 14 points at quarter time, 5 at the half. They extended their lead to 21 points at three-quarter time. And the Xavs made a bit of a comeback in the final term, but not enough. 15-10, 102 to 13-12, 90 the final score. 12-point win for the Tunners as the travelling support applaud them off the ground. The goal scorers across the course of the afternoon, 3 for the skipper Harry Hill, 3 for Jonah Campili and Charlie Richardson. 2 to Ben Pryor, singles to Geordie Seeger, Michael Carianis, Oliver Goodger and Lockie Brooks. And for Old Xaverians, 5 goals for Charlie Knott, 3 for Charlie McIsaac, singles to Marcus Stavru, Sam Fisher, Hayden Woodhouse, Campbell Lane and Sterling Phipps Parsons. VAFA Crunch Time is coming up now, Hugo. We hope to have Marcel Bruin, the coach of Old Brighton, join us in the commentary position at some point in this post-game. But while we wait on him, we've got a heap of categories to get through. Let's start with everything that's taken place here. And we'll go firstly with the mark of the day for Hodges Real Estate.
There was quite a few contenders, but I really liked Ed Delaney's massive one. That was a pretty good one. Anything new?
Josh Carr took a beauty in the first term that set up a goal right in front of us.
Yeah, correct.
Ryan Agg, third in the queue in the last term.
Yeah, I like the Ryan Agg one, actually.
Yeah.
He's had a tough day for old Ryan, so I'll give him that match-winning mark. We'll call that one for Ryan Agg.
And Geordie Seeger, we don't have a category for the almost mark of the day, but he had that wrapped up.
Would have been an
bow
absolute ripper.
Oh, beauty indeed. What about, so that's the Hodges Real Estate, proud sponsor of Old Brighton for over 30 years. If you are buying or selling in the area, do speak to Hodges director and Tunners past player Angus Graham. Goal of the day for Gorman Commercial.
There's quite a few. There's quite a few. That's
stacked category.
The Joey Campigli one, that was amazing, where he kicked it basically from the coach's box. He was standing on he was standing on Marcel Bruin's toes when he kicked it. I really liked the Charlie Richardson one early. That was quite a good one too. That's about all I can remember.
Sterling Phipps Parsons very early on in the day won the clearance.
Oh, the running goal.
Followed it up.
Yeah, we'll give the Xavs something, so we'll give him that.
Alrighty. Melbourne's commercial property leader, that is the Gorman Commercial. Cooper Watkins, our boundary rider, has joined us not on the boundary line. He's actually joined us in the commentary box. Cooper, how'd you go with interviewing Harry Hill?
I was secretly hoping for Harry midway through that last quarter. I actually sent you the text going, I think I'll get Harry, and then the Xavs kicked a few. I was like, oh no, a bit early, but no, Harry. I've met Harry a few times. I know he's obviously you like getting captains for those types of things. They're very professional. They speak well, and Harry is the ultimate professional with that. But he had some good points about what he was talking about with his boys and getting a good win. Obviously, we did the game against Scotch a couple of weeks ago, and obviously they had a lot of outs in that game and weren't great in that game. But it looks like a very different side now with a heap of those ins.
Yeah, absolutely, with more to come back as well. So it's an interesting proposition moving forward. One thing, Coop, you were down on the boundary. much feeling go down there?
Oh, there was plenty. Obviously, after that hit in the middle, and then that second one, which I think you called wild, Matty, was I think it was on Campbell Lane.
Yep.
It was a good, from my angle. It was sort of obviously on the other side of the ground, but it was a good footy hit. But you could just tell that's kind of the level it was at. And I don't know if you guys were talking about it. I was obviously trying to run over to Harry, but I had a feeling it might happen. But it kind of fed into the handshakes too. There's a little bit going on in the Xavs defensive 50. Just a few of those boys just going back and forth a little bit, but it obviously petered out in the end. But there was definitely a bit to it with that. So
a bit of fuel for the rivalry.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was funny how with Harry's response to sort of saying, it's a tough place to come, but as you had spoke about, Matty, they've got a good record against them, so you can tell they're not afraid to come here and play, and they've played them a few times and won recently, so you could see that in the way they play. They're pretty confident, because I think a few teams in this comp, to start that fourth quarter would have kind of just gone down with a whimper when Xavs kicked those first few, and obviously Dan got them riled up, but they held off well.
I will say we're not done with these seasons. We need around three. These two.
Yeah. So look,
we're not done with this rivalry yet.
No, I don't think so. I think the top four is shored up now.
Well, let's go around the grounds for Marshall White, selling prestige homes for more than 50 years, and have a look at the fixtures and then consequently the ladder and what it all means.
Okay, so at Melbourne Uni Main Oval, we have Uni Blues 16-18, 114, defeated Old Scotch 7-5, 47.
Jeez.
And the draw at Miles Playing Field, Old Trinity 8-10, 58, Caulfield Grammarians 8-10, 58. We'll break this down later, but that's two very valuable points for those two teams.
Okay.
Old Haileybury 13-10, 88, defeated St Bernard's 13-8, 86. And then this is now the official final score. St Kevin's 7-12, 54, defeated Uni Blacks 7-9, 51. So an amazing day of VAFA football.
Well, that's a lot to unpack for that. I think it's fair to say. The ladder for Orthosport Victoria, a team of 13 skilled Melbourne orthopaedic surgeons specialising in treating musculoskeletal conditions and injuries. Without knowing what the St Kevin's 22 is, this feels like a big win because they're pretty decimated at the moment, is my understanding, St Kevin's. So for them to just be able to sort of get over the line in any way, shape or form is a vital 4 points. Having a look at the ladder
Is it updated yet?
It's mostly updated. The only one that hasn't updated is the match between Old Haileybury and St Bernard's, but we can calculate that one in any case. University Blues remain out on top. In fact, they move one game clear now as a result of today's games. Old Xaverians sitting in second spot. One game behind them still, St Kevin's. So this has been a big day for three of the top four. The Uni Blues have made ground on Old Xavs. St Kevin's have moved to within one game of Old Xavs in that double chance spot. And now for Old Brighton, they're 3 games clear of Old Scotch with 4 games to play in the home and away season. So you feel like the top four is all but set.
Absolutely. And the only ladder change is Caulfield have jumped up above Blacks to go into 6th with those 2 points, and Blacks have gone down to 7th.
Yeah, so Old Scotch have not moved. They're still in 5th. Half a game behind them at the moment are Caulfield as a result of that draw. University Blacks half a game behind them in 7th spot. Level with University Blacks are Old Haileybury, courtesy of today's win. Old Trinity remain in the relegation zone, but only are now half a game away from...
Well, those 2 points, they could come into play as I look to around 15.
And when you consider as well that Old Trinity... This is probably a win for Old Trinity in some respects because their percentage is so poorly compared to everybody else around them. It doesn't matter as much now. They just need to be able to pick up a win from somewhere.
Well, their next 3 games are Scotch, Blacks and St Kevin's. And then St Bernard's in the last round.
Well,
that's St Bernard's one. That might be dead rubber.
It could be. Do you give the Tees any hope in any of those 3 leading into it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's a chance next week against Scotch and a chance against Blacks. I wouldn't think that they would be a chance against St Kevin's. unless St Kevin's pull they did last year and rest half their side again.
I feel like they would have the option of playing their best team by then.
Yeah, you would think so, but they flirted with form last year and they didn't have a very good performance in the final. So I think that would probably... And there was questions around that at the time. And they're in the right to do whatever they want to do because their ladder position wasn't going to change. But I've always been one that you play your best side possible every week and you don't flirt with form. You want to consist... And these blokes are professional. They should be able to get up week in, week out.
Especially given up, I believe there was a pre-finals bye as well.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so they had 2 weeks off.
So they didn't play a lot of footy.
No,
those blokes. So
I do recall that going into. I think it was that Scotch game that that was a bit of a narrative going into that game. Was that they were well rested but didn't really work out well.
No, not at all.
I think it was 17 changes. I think.
And Scotch had a lot of momentum. So you wouldn't think that would move. So I think it's going to be tough for Trinity to get out of the relegation zone. They're playing for their own future.
Yeah.
And today's one that they will rue because 4 points would have been more valuable than 2 points. But 2 points are better than no points.
And last, Old St Bernard's, that was probably their last shot of getting out of the bottom two. It's going to be really tough for them now. They sit, at the moment, they need 3 wins from their last 4 games and they've won 2 all season.
Well, they do play Caulfield next week. Is it?
I think they've got a couple of winnable games. They've obviously got Caulfield and Old Trinity you mentioned, but I think the 2 games in between them are top 4 opponents.
So that's interesting.
So they would need to win those 2, and then they need to pull off a big old upset, and they would need other results to go their way.
Geez, what a crackerjack game we've got next week. I hope the schedule's out there. Please send us to Brighton Beach next week.
Pit?
No, please send us to Brighton Beach as Brighton Blues.
Check the forecast first, Hugo.
That is, bring a raincoat. You've got to be there for that game. That will be electric.
Before we get into the big questions, and Cooper, I do love asking Hugo tough questions right at the end of the podcast. I've got to go through Premier B because my understanding is that T's Caulfield game is not the only draw.
Oh,
this
you're
weekend.
joking! Not another one, Matty.
There may well be another one. Let's just have a little bo peep.
You're smiling about draws now because you think you get them as a tip.
+2. Collegians keep doing what Collegians do best. A 56-point win over Old Carey. 20 goals, 12, 132 to 11. 10-76. Alex Lukic. I mean, bringing him back in. He just hit 4.
Haven't heard that name in a while.
He's doing quite nicely again. He's picked up right where he left off. Old Camberwell have come from the clouds to defeat Williamstown CYMS. They were 14 points down at 3/4 time. They kicked 6 goals to 1 in the final term to win by 17 points. 12-9-81 to 9-10-64. Old Melburnians with a big win over D La Salle, 16-15, 111 to 11-7-73.
That's a statement.
Yeah,
that's a
big
statement
win for OMs.
Yep, I think is going to make it really hard for D La to finish in the top 2 now, and they probably need to concentrate on just finishing in the top 4. So that is huge.
And just looking at the goal scorers just across the games, is there any of major note? They haven't jotted them down for Old Camberwell. Our boy Mai Patel kicked 2 for the CYs. And
poor old Con. He'll be devastated.
The match which was last updated over an hour ago, I don't know if there's been any delay in this. There probably has. It's either a really dour third term or someone's forgetting to punch in the numbers. Last we checked, it was early in the third term. Old Geelong, in fact, I got the final score just come through here now, apologies, in this one. And it was Old Geelong who defeated Ajax by 10 points. 13-3.
13-3. Jeez, I love that scoreline.
To 10-11-71. 16 scores to 21. Here you go. And the OGs get up by 10 points. So that's a big win for Old Geelong. And we look at the ladder now for Prem B. And unsurprisingly, Collegians out in front. Their percentage, disappointingly, is dipped below 200. So it's a big week on the track. Bring your mouth guards.
Lift your game there, Geordie.
Will be saying. We have a 3-way tie for second still. D La Salle, Old Melburnians and Old Camberwell. Ajax have slipped outside the top 4 at the moment. They're a game behind those 3. In fact, was there one other game that I missed? There was, sorry. I forgot to mention the most important game of all. Old Ivanhoe and Beau Morris. A draw. 13-14, 92 to 14-8, 92. So that's our third draw in Premier B. This season. Old Geelong have been involved in 2 of them, and now Old Ivanhoe have been involved in 2 of them. So that's quite remarkable. in Premier B. There was 1 point in it at three-quarter time as well. But I know what you'll say about a score like 13-14, Hugo, with old Ivanhoe.
Exactly. It's bad kicking, unfortunately.
So what it means, as I say, with the ladder, the top five, I went through that. At this stage, Beau Morris, just looking at it now. Actually, no, this is incredible, sorry. I know how I said that Old Geelong have played in 2 draws and Old Ivanhoe have played in 2 draws.
Go on.
Beau Morris have also played in 2 draws.
It's amazing.
3 teams to play in draws this season. We should have them play in the finals. Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, you have to come back next week. There'll be no result.
A game behind them is Old Geelong at the moment and Old Kerry. They are both on 20 points. A game behind Old Kerry and Old Geelong, Old Ivanhoe and Williamstown. So all those draws, they've all cancelled each other out. There's
Basically,
no half-game gaps. So that's quite nice. So we don't have to worry about half a game. It's all nice and even with 4-point gaps now. My goodness. Hugo.
Yes.
The tough questions. We've got a few minutes to go. Who, after round 14, is your premiership favourite in Premier B? Premier A, sorry.
Premier A. Look, Xavs have been mine, and I think they're just going through a little bit of a flat spot at the moment. I'm not going to jump on them yet. I haven't seen enough of the Blues, so I'm curious of that, but they're putting together a fantastic body of work. I'm dancing around the air. I'm playing politician here.
You're not answering, Hugo. I know you love your politics.
Yes, the race is tightening, but I'm not going to jump off the Xavs yet, so I still think Xavs are.
Who are their greatest challenger?
The Blues.
Is it Old Brighton in third, if you're doing a power ranking?
Jesus, a tough one, because St Kevin's are very good as well.
Who would you tip in a Old Brighton St Kevin's final right now?
I would probably tip right now.
Right
now, I would probably tip Old Brighton, just on their experience. We still know what players they've got out. And then, but St Kevin's very, very close. We've got a cracking final series coming
don't
up.
we just? The the top 4 we think is all but set.
It'd take something amazing for it not to,
Yeah,
considering
3-game gap with 4 to go.
Considering what players are coming back.
Yeah. And the percentage gap.
Yes,
too.
That's massive. Which would have got bigger today as well.
With Old Trinity and St Bernard's, is the bottom 2 set?
I think that 2 points would come in very, very handy for Old Trinity. I'm not 100% convinced by Haileybury at the moment, but I think out of all of those, I think Haileybury's the one who could possibly slip down. But with Trinity's run coming, I think they probably are. I think it probably is Trinity and St Bernard's that go.
If the T's and the Bloods played next week, who would you tip?
I'd tip the Bloods. You mean the Dogs?
No, Old Trinity and Old Haileybury.
Oh, Old Trinity and Haileybury.
Sorry, yeah.
Sorry. I would still tip Haileybury.
Same.
Well, then let's have a look at round 15. We do appreciate having Buttons Boris with us. We wouldn't be able to get on here without him.
No, I just dropped my phone in the toilet. Sorry about that. We're going down here.
Hold up. I think are we still on air?
No,
all right, good.
Anyway.
Let's look at round 15, the fixture there, why don't we, with a seamless transition.
Yeah.
I'll save the best till last. There are some absolute beauties next week, though. Old Scotch, Old Trinity at Campbell Sports Ground.
Scotch.
St Kevin's, Old Haileybury at Tage King.
St Kevin's.
St Kevin's.
University Blacks and Old Xaverians at University Oval.
Oh, gee, that's a tough one because Blacks are in really good form at the moment and Xavs are probably not in their greatest form patch, but I will go Xavs. I think they're on the verge of just getting it together and bouncing back. I think something in that game towards the end might have fired them up a little bit.
I agree. I wouldn't back off them too quickly.
St Bernard's and Caulfield.
Caulfield.
At St Bernard's College?
I still think Caulfield have got no fear with that. The type of game that they play where they can score so quickly, I think that they'll sort of deal with the pressure that St Bernard's bring.
And the match that Hugo Higginbotham is crossing fingers, toes and everything else that we get assigned to Brighton Beach Oval, Old Brighton University Blues.
I'll go Blues in that one.
Brighton.
So, based on what you were telling me, is this a grand final preview?
Very well could be. Very well could be. It's so tight. What may play out is injuries and suspensions coming into the finals. You need to have a healthy list going in, and you don't need a healthy list of 26. You need a healthy list of about 32 players, and you need depth. A very good indicator is your reserves, and we know how good Xavs reserves are. And we saw players playing out there in the Xavs reserves today that could have acquitted themselves in the seniors, and especially the Brighton reserves. I mean, you've got Max Lowen playing out there, Flockhart. One thing that will play out later in the season is get a few games under his belt, Sam Flockhart, Felix Flockhart.
Yes. It kind of feels like Flockhart is... Felix is the ace in the pack, and Sam is the wild card almost. They add those two into the mix, and Old Brighton obviously become a much better side. How much better, we don't quite know, and it could be the difference between a flag and a prelim.
Absolutely, it changes the dynamic of their side and their structure. Having two Flockharts in there, so you've got a ruck and a forward who are basically interchangeable. Don't forget, Sam Flockhart did his knee in the representative game. Yeah. So he's an outstanding player. He's going to take time to come back. He'll be a little bit... Look, they're probably holding him back to a certain extent. 4 games coming in, get some run under him. Only needs 2 to qualify.
James Stewart kicked 6 goals for Uni Blues today. Takes him to 63 for the season. Is Tanwatch on?
Absolutely, it is. 4 to go.
Plus 2, potentially 3 finals.
Yeah. He'd be a hell of a grand final if he kicks his 100th in that, wouldn't it?
Oh, wouldn't it just?
Absolutely it is. With, regardless of the scoreline of the game, he kicks goals, and he can kick goals quickly. All finals are played on big grounds, so expect a little bit more space. The occasion won't bother him. He's played footy at the highest level. So
who goes to him?
Depends who Gus Corr could go to him, I would imagine, if he plays Brighton. For Xavs, Hart would probably go to him. For St Kevin's, their Hart would probably go to him.
Yeah.
And if things are going bad, in case of emergency break glass, send Billy Coates down there.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. It is so well poised a month to go in the home and away season.
Is it feeling like it's better than last year? Brighton were a lot more dominant last year, weren't they?
Yeah,
Blues are taking that step
I'd
to
say
be
the only
dominant.
thing that counts against this season is we've almost got our 4 locked away, whereas last season we went into the final day and there was still a spot up for grabs, and there was a relegation battle at the other end of the table which went to the last day of the season too. I don't know if we'll have that this year, but it feels a lot more even.
The race this year might be for the top 2. If Xavs' form continues to be a little bit shaky, they've only got 1 game and a little bit of percentage on St Kevin's, so that could be what we're looking at moving forward.
I mean, and 6% that can be eaten away pretty quickly. Just looking at the Xavs today, their percentage dropped by 6, and they lost by 12 points.
Right. See, St Kevin's play Haileybury next week, and you would think on paper that looks like a pretty comfortable victory for St Kevin's, and St Kevin's have kicked big scores this year.
Well, they have filled their boots big time against Old Haileybury.
So
as well,
and that's why that Black Xavs games, that's got some implications next week. If they get done by the Blacks and St Kevin's win by a decent margin, that could be a top 2 spot on the line.
It's all to play for. It's going to be a riveting final month of the season. Gents, we're done.
Excellent, Matty.
That's it. We are
to overtime. It's 5:02.
Yeah, no. You make sure that
you got the siren invoice. You got the overtime invoice.
Make sure you make sure.
Third quarter siren was a bit weird. Did that get delayed or something? I
got caught ball watching.
A big thank you.
Everyone's screaming at me.
A big thank you to, someone was going off his nut here in the commentary box. Don't know who it was, though. A big thank you to everyone who was involved in the production of VAFA's Match of the Day on VAFA.com.au and the SEN app. Buttons Bruce, behind the scenes, making sure that all the technology is in order and getting us to air wouldn't be possible without him. Our boundary rider, Cooper Watkins, always a pleasure working with you, Cooper. Our expert commentator, thanks to Hit IQ and its game-changing Protect Concussion Management System, Hugo Higginbotham. Thank you.
Thanks, Matty. It's absolutely an outstanding game we had today, and in VAFA Premier Men's and Premier B is just poised beautifully at the moment.
is alive and well.
Oh, it
is. It is well placed indeed. I've been Matthew Donald. Thank you to all of you who have tuned in right throughout the course of the afternoon. A big 12-point win for Old Brighton. We look forward to having you tune in again on Match of the Day on 1:45.